Hello. Man, that Discord Halloween theme really hits different.
There's a Discord Halloween theme?
Yeah, there's here, I'll tell you what. I can hang up and I can call you, and then maybe you'll get to experience it. You ready?
I mean, I don't have sounds on.
Oh. Well, streamer mode might kill that, I guess.
I mean, and streamer mode, but like, I also just never have
Actually, I think Twitter. I think they released it on Twitter. Let me see if I find it. You tell 'em.
Yeah.
Yep, here it is. Just for you.
Getting a call on Discord just got a little bit scarier. Refresh your clients to unlock the sound. Oh, that's very spooky.
You have the added effect of trolling everyone that's watching the stream right now.
Yeah.
Thinking they got a Discord call.
Very important. Why are there so many mint people in here?
They also streaming?
I don't know.
You a big Halloween fan, Maris?
Not really. My wife really likes Halloween, but I'm not.
That's
I don't know. In general, holidays I don't get too worked up over.
yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I respect people that go hard for it, though.
This seems so impossible. And then that guy just rejoined in the middle. We're not in order, and we don't have... Oh my god.
I can just leave and I'll grab it from the spectate. We'll get it from the friends list.
They invited you back?
Yep.
Oh. Oh. Alright, they... Cairo made the executive decision to leave, invite you back, and then rejoin so that everyone can fit. Okay.
The beast. Love it.
All right, I think we finally squeezed enough people into the lobby.
We hit it.
We did
Full
it.
lobby.
Full lobby. Apparently
Full
we
hearts.
got
Full
two
bellies.
streams.
Alright, we got the spectate draft link. Let's go.
Oh, I already had it.
Well, aren't you special?
Yeah, I would never wait for a stream unless it's like an official tournament.
Yep.
Fuck them streamers, you know. Anyway, we're live with.
I mean, I'm gonna have to sit here for 3 minutes to talk about the draft anyways.
Yeah, I mean, we have to sit here for 5
Whatever.
minutes to talk about the draft, then 5 minutes to talk about the same draft again. Like,
I'll take
it
the
happens.
I'll take the extra minute, but anyway.
Well, officially welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Victoris Rival Series semifinals. We got Return of the Middle Sticks Darkwind taking on Mint Gaming Kizzy, which we learned is a marijuana vape, essentially. Not to sound too uncool, but
You
yeah,
out of touch.
had to look it up. Yeah,
I think
it's
it goes
the
with the
semifinals.
logo. I mean, it does look like a smoking that good stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the semifinals. RotM comes in as the 2 seed, undefeated so far in series. I have dropped a couple of games. Mint had a big upset win last week over Dorado Gaming to get here. And now we'll see what they've got. It's the B1 Seraphine from Darkwind. You know you're watching a Darkwind game. How are you feeling, Lane?
Feeling great, especially with that lock-in. We're gonna see RTM do their RTM things with Seraphine, flex her around, pass her around wherever she wants to go for the different lanes.
Yeah, as they're pointing out in the chat, 6 jungle bans. So,
Yikes. Well, if you count Blitzcrank as the jungle, yes,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Blitzcrank jungle's kind of nasty, though.
It is. It's actually great getting some precedence, and also you take Predator, man. It's just more fun than support Blitzcrank when you took Predator. So
Well, Silas locked in for Mint as their opener, which theoretically a lot of flexibility. Mint likes to play a lot around Prim, their mid laner, so it could be a big comfort pick for him. I haven't done that much. I've done a little research, but not that much research. And the Draven in game 1 put the balls on the table.
yeah, and I actually think it's a pretty good pick into the Seraphine because, I mean, matchup wise, you probably don't want it bot with Draven. You're probably going to force the Seraphine mid just because whether Seraphine's ADC or support is a pretty easy kill target for the Draven. So I kind of like the pick here because I think that will help them figure out their draft. Maybe RTM still sends it bot, but then Italy going to be picked up a Heimerdoodles Classic.
Yeah, plus, Mason has a huge champion pool for a top laner in BRS. He plays the Cosmic Aatrox, the Justicar Aatrox,
Yep.
the Odyssey Aatrox, and much more Aatrox.
Mecha Aatrox, we got it all. Oh man.
But yeah,
But yeah, Draven Nautilus, they're definitely looking to win this lane, and I think for Mint, pulling it out in game 1 in a best of 5 is really probably the best spot, I think, to take something really aggressive like the Draven Nautilus, see how you do into RTM, see if they're able to kind of combat that aggressiveness at all, and be able to make adjustments after that point. So I like the pickup here. Definitely saying we want to fight you, we want to try to take game 1.
Yeah, because I mean, realistically, it goes well. Man, we snowballed super hard. Now they really have to worry about Draven or
Yep.
Nautilus or both. You lose. We're playing something really aggressive. Let's just get back standard and get back. Like it's a way to to either get the mental advantage or to kind of make sure that you don't get tilted after one game as well. So I like the aggressiveness. I like seeing it.
Yeah, for sure. Always try to take the command in the series, but yeah, Vex and Sejuani going to be banned away here.
And Caitlyn and Zach, they really are targeting peak lane.
Yeah, I mean, so many jungle bans here that are banned away. That's crazy. Oh man, I'm kind of surprised that Mint decided not to go. Oh, that could be a Mord jungle actually. Gives them a nice flex here because they still have top laner undecided as well. So.
Yep, and RotM now has to reveal what they want to do with the Seraphine. It's been played by 3 of them this split. I don't know. I don't think we'll see Ramesor take it. That seems the least likely, but it could go for either Loker or Cairo. Ashe seems really likely. That did really well for them in their series against Dorado last week.
Yep. And still not super revealing because I have seen Cairo play Ashe support as well. So we'll have to see what they go here. But yeah, that Ashe support, I think Ashe Seraphine support into Draven Nautilus probably not likely to happen. Be pretty devastating of a lane. Some easy targets for Draven to kill with all that CC.
Yeah, so last pick to round it out, Tristana.
Interesting.
Okay.
So
I don't know
I guess
about...
it is Ashe Seraphine and then Tristana mid.
That seems the most likely. I see a world where it's Seraphine mid and Ashe Tristana bottom, but like you said, I think that that's just strictly trolling into the Draven Nautilus.
Yeah, the only thing that makes me think it could be Tristana bot is that you can cancel Nautilus hook.
Yeah, you can buffer that.
Yeah, which makes it kind of a nice pick into that bot lane, but yeah, with an Ashe support, it makes it kind of difficult. And we are going to see Fiora coming into the Aatrox. So, I mean, a really, really good, I think, team comp from Mint here. I like them initially a little bit better. I think they have a better matchup in bot lane, definitely a better matchup in top. That's definitely Aatrox's hardest matchup, but yeah, Mason has shown that he's been pretty good on the Aatrox into whatever he's being played into, even if it is a counter matchup. So, really interested to see how these things go out. I think Mint probably has the advantage coming out of the draft phase here, but anything can happen once you hit the rift. So
we have ours in the chat, and no one has clicked the go button. So Loker's trolling? Yeah, well, I guess we'll wait for Loker to hit the button correctly.
Yep. Probably stepped away to go to the bathroom or something funny.
Yeah, I really think it's interesting. So RotM really likes having these sort of brawly 1v1 style comps, and Mint has just picked right into it and kind of one-upped it in terms of the champions.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely got some counter matchups. I think the way RotM really gets ahead is they're going to probably want to punish Fiora and try to gank her early with like a Nidalee Aatrox combo. If they can shut down Fiora in the side lane, Aatrox can actually start winning that matchup. The only thing that makes it difficult for Aatrox is Fiora can parry any of your Qs, which are all CC abilities. But I mean, the bright side is for Aatrox, you've got more Qs on the way. And you have really good healing into the Fiora, so it's a counter matchup, but Fiora is one of those champs that needs to be piloted well to be able to succeed. So
yeah, this is the big LPL Aatrox matchup that we've seen a couple of times during Worlds, that when other regions have picked it, just hasn't hasn't quite hit the same. So we'll see if I'm assuming it's Reaper. I haven't actually checked. I'm assuming Reaper is.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's up to the Chinese Fiora dream, or if Mason pops off on his one trick.
Yeah, always a scary proposition with Mason on the Aatrox spot.
Oh, I have the. I have to fix the client. I have the
Lot of
logos
line.
on the wrong side.
Oh no.
Rolling.
It's alright, we'll have a whole 3.5 minutes to fix it, so.
Well, there, it's fixed now. That took several seconds.
Oh my god. Is this your first rodeo, Maris? Come
Yeah,
on.
this is absolutely the first time I've ever run a stream by myself. I appreciate Firelight always has the I'm flaming the casters emblem, watching without audio.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's, yeah, I don't want to listen to that. I'll watch him and support him, but I ain't listening to that.
Well, the bright side is you can also flame him, and he can't hear. Oh, wait. Why does it say he's muted? He says that he would never mute us. Don't ask me. I'm not a Twitch engineer. It's
No,
okay.
you're not the Twitch engineer?
Yeah, don't worry about me.
Okay. Hey, you can't steal.
Oh, that very interesting. I'm gonna screen grab that, report it to my chat buddies.
We got all the ins and outs to the Twitch chat available.
I mean, they're probably actually already aware of this, but that's really interesting.
Well, here we go. And by here we go, I mean there's still 4 minutes approximately until we get onto the rift for game number 1. But yeah, both teams coming off of wins over Dorado Gaming Organization teams last week. And relatively convincingly, too. A 3-0 for Return the Middle Sticks, a 3-1 for Mint. Sets up a big matchup here. And I don't want to say rival orgs. They did just knock us out of MSL, though. So we're...
Was this the...
get them back.
It wasn't the same team, was it?
No, it's not the same team. It's
Okay,
the same
cool.
org. Org v
Yeah.
org. We don't care about teams, right?
Yeah. But yeah, nice to try to get the revenge win here. Are you excited about the Worlds matchups this weekend?
I'm very excited to watch T1 versus JDG. I'm
Yeah.
less excited about Genji DRX, as I think most people are.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see if Deft can win his last rodeo attempt.
Yeah, I think that game is a really fun storyline game. There's just like so many players that have been around forever. But yeah, I think the JDG T1 game reminds me a lot of T1 Rocks from 2016, where they met in semifinals, and it felt like a finals type matchup of two really, really great teams. So
yeah,
should be a lot of fun.
There's always that worry, you know. T1 wins this one. We have the LCK finals rematch of T1 versus Genji, and then it goes
Right.
the same way as the LCK finals, and it's a 3-0 stomp, and we're out in 45 minutes. You know.
Yeah, that's the sad part. I think it won't be that way, even if it does end up happening, because I mean there was just such a meta shift from LCK finals to Worlds patch, with like bot lanes being a lot weaker, or I shouldn't say weaker, but like the bot lane champions switch ups with like not having Zeri Sivir every game.
Yeah, I kind of missed.
And I think
I somehow missed the big Zeri nerf when I was doing my
Yeah.
Victims, because I'd been kind of out of touch with League for a couple of
yep,
weeks.
Yep,
So I was like, yeah, over 3 pentakills, yeah, they'll get that during play-ins. And then they got 2, and I was like, I'm justified, but there's no Zeri. And then there hasn't
Yep.
been another one since then.
Yep. I think I'm at 2 pentas as well, and I think I had 1 reverse sweep. So I'm sitting good right now on the crystal balls. That's the only thing that I think is gonna save me. I'm not like too bad. I'm still like upper 30% or something like that. But
I'm really
yeah, my crystal
disappointed
ball
in the
pips, I'm feeling good.
yeah, I'm really disappointed in the play-ins teams because if they just banned Yumi, I'd be correct. But they forgot that Yumi existed for some reason for like a week, and then during the play-ins best of fives, they realized that Yumi was a champion again, and then it started to be banned
Is
every
that for
game.
your most banned pick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
disappointing. Anyway,
Yeah, I
15
think
seconds
I
to go.
definitely got the Maokai one
I did
for
not.
most picks.
I picked Gragas, so
Yeah.
RIP. Ah, 4 seconds to go before we finally get onto the Rift for game number 1. Return of the Middlesticks Darkwind, taking on Mint Kizzy. I hope that that's a correct pronunciation.
You got it.
I don't know anymore.
I believe in you. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right.
I'd still want to be right, but I mean,
All right. So, yeah, I mean, the big thing here is you've got two really interesting matchups to watch. You've got the top lane, where Reaper is definitely the in a favorable matchup, but Mason always a beast on the Aatrox up there. And then you've got this Ashe and Seraphine bot lane into the Draven Nautilus, which I think is a really scary lane. And I like what Mint's doing here already. We're seeing the invade come through.
I'm letting you talk for a second because I somehow lost Mint off of the scoreboard, and I'm trying to find it again. So go ahead.
Yep. So we're gonna see Mint. Oh, Ramesar, look out! Oh, he got a flash. It's all right. At that point, it's not worth your flash, but it's really scary to be in that tri-bush. I think the optimal spot is actually to step out of the tri-bush so you can see them coming even further away. But a really nice invade there pays off well. Silas, Mint Prim, gonna get that first blood, and that's really setting the tone on the game. Luckily, Ramesar didn't blow a flash or anything, so he's gonna have the available in a very tough lane matchup. But yeah, the invade pays dividends for Mint here early.
Yeah, and that's not who you want to have get the kill either. As
Yep.
we mentioned, a lot of their success goes through Prim in the mid lane, and now starting off 1-0 with the extra amp tome is very scary. No way around that one. Even though Loker might have a pretty good matchup here in the Tristana and one that he got to pick, you still worry a little bit about him now, thanks to that extra damage. And now we can settle in and get properly started with the best of 5. With Mint with the 700 gold advantage, everybody picked up an assist as well. So
Yeah, and I kind of like Mint electing to start topside here. Let the bot lane get their shove, kind of combat the Seraphine Ashe. Kind of one of their stronger points is those like early levels where they're able to kind of poke out here. But if you're able to get the level 2 advantage like here, we're seeing a really nice trade come out of that
more
decision.
than a trade, though. Cairo taken pretty low. Ramesar in trouble. Has to use the exhaust onto recommended. A lot of damage being traded back and forth. Another root. The exhaust, the flash forward. He can't quite get the auto down onto recommended. Ramesar is burning to ignite. They're just not level 2 yet. If he had that, it'd be done.
My.
But here's Loker jumping over the wall. Recommended has no flash, no cleanse, so he's down. Loker with the Goomba stomp forward. Has ignite. Burning, but he's in tower range now. Takes 2 tower shots. Takes 3, and Chill Wills finishes him off.
Oh man, if this sets up things well for the rest of the game, it's going to be a really fun series. But man, a level 2 roam from Loker there almost gets the double kill, but gets one away, and all the summoners blown in that bot lane except the Cairo flash. So really fun stuff here for the bot lane early.
Well, and it doesn't really change the complexion of bottom lane that much. Recommended goes back and gets a longsword and a pot. Oh, the spear lands from Heimerdoodles looking for the dive onto Reaper. He's got the riposte, and that's enough to be able to dissuade the dive attempt to start off with. Heimerdoodles can't quite get the kill. The flash forward from Reaper, the counter flash from Heimerdoodles. Mason's there, and they finally do successfully finish off the dive.
Yeah, that was a scary dive, but well executed there in the end from RTM, able to pick it up. And that's really punishing for this Fiora. Luckily, does have the TP, so he's not going to miss too much farm off that. But nice kill here, starting up in a matchup that Fiora should be winning.
Yeah, now Ramosaur gets his back to try to equalize. He grabs daggers and a dagger and a boot. One of each, not the pair of boots.
I also think we might be slightly mistimed. I don't know if you
Okay.
can fast forward at all, but I feel like I'm a couple seconds ahead.
I will hit plus. There we go. 427, 28.
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
good.
Cool. Yep, forgot to hit that when we got in. Cairo is very aggressively walking forward.
Yeah, that is so scary. He does still have the flash in his back pocket, but I don't think you really want to use that to defend a ward.
Yeah, they also have Heimerdoodles in the area, so if he doesn't get immediately exploded, there's a chance that Heimerdoodles could get involved. I don't know that I would take that chance personally, but
Yep.
you know, sometimes taking those risks is what gets you to the best of 5 semifinals, so you got to keep doing it. I'm not saying that he has the whole season, but
Yep. I think one really interesting thing that I'm seeing develop a little bit more, and we saw really early in this game, is Tristana is able to outpush the Sylas here, and we saw how impactful that was already at level 2. If Loker can get more roams off here in the early game, I think it could be pretty good, but we're going to see some trading down onto the Nautilus here.
yeah, the roots off of the auto attack slows are actually just super nasty in this lane.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of difficult for Chillwill to get in and really make something happen. Oh, he was just at the edge of the knockup. Mason's going to have to flash away. Reaper's taking quite a bit of minion damage, but that extra Q proc is going to be enough to scare him off. Now Peeklay's in the bottom lane. They'll pull in Ramosaur and finish him off, and it's 2 kills for Mint cross map.
Yeah, and critically, that kill goes to the Draven, so going to get some extra gold from the Draven passive there, but really nice series of events there for Mint Gaming.
Yeah, so 1,500 gold lead here at 6 minutes for him. We'll hit X, and you'll see it's pretty much across the board. Like, there's the significant gap is going to be the bottom lane, where Recommended was able to cash in on the Draven.
Yep. And yeah, with a really steady lead into all these lanes, it's not impossible for our team to come back, but their comp really wants to get out to some early leads, especially because I feel like they're behind a little bit as far as team fighting goes, and Mint already setting up some team fights for the future with taking that first Drake.
Yeah, and it gets a little scarier even as Peeklay hits level 6. Having the Mordekaiser ult is just such a huge ganking and zoning tool. Even if we get into scenarios where you're looking to steal dragons and do things like that, it can be really disconcerting to just have your jungler or both junglers in the death realm at the same time. That's a really good gank, and just so much damage from the spear and the crit at the same time that yeah, they get a kill on Prim. Loker's 2-1 on the Tristana.
Yeah, Loker's doing his absolute best to keep RTM in this early game, evening up the gold with that kill, but a nice roam here from the Mint bot lane. We'll see if they get anything out of it.
Yeah, Buster shot on Recommended away. Loker still has his rocket jump.
Nice
He's got flash away from the Draven ult, and he'll survive the gank. Oh, Recommended? Okay, he was trying to play the little game with the Draven ult, but not quite able to find that little tick onto Loker.
Yeah, really nice play there by Loker to get out with his life after a nice roam from Mint. But yeah, we're kind of seeing how this matchup should have gone with the Fiora just able to parry any Q. Makes it really hard for Aatrox to all in, so has to play the matchup super carefully.
Yeah, this is scary time when your Vital's facing directly at her. I do like that from Mason. Just walk up, use that Deathbringer stance passive. Just get that little bit of damage, cut the healing as well for a little bit. That's a good
and
one.
you can't parry that nearly as easily as the Qs. So guaranteed some damage, get some healing for yourself. It's really nice. RTM gonna pick up this Rift Herald. That's pretty quick Rift Herald, about 50 seconds after it spawned. I think that'll be quite important use here, but a nice gank into the bot side.
Yeah, hook onto Cairo. He flashes immediately away, but it does mean that he's very vulnerable now, and
Yep.
Pique has his ult available if he can get into range of anyone to pull him into Cyber Brazil.
Yeah, this is really scary. I feel like blowing a flash in this bot lane just feels like you're a bag of gold now.
Cairo can't be here. Yeah, this. I don't know what he expected.
Yeah.
Ramesor uses his ult just to try to disengage, and luckily is able to get away from the empowered Pique. But now with the 3-man squad just banging on the turret, they're going to get a couple of tower plates down in the bottom lane and flip the lead back in their favor for a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely, they're trying to knock down this mid lane turret, try to trade something back for all that was invested bot. Loker is going to be able to knock it down really quickly with his E as well. But yeah, Loker has been the one bright spot for RTM in this early game. So funneling more gold onto him makes a lot of sense. And helping him get this turret down so he can kind of impact the rest of his map with his gold lead, I think is going to be nice strat for RTM.
Oh, he hits the E. I don't know that he wanted it, though. Prim taken pretty low, gets the buster shot, but it's not enough. Loker picks up his 3rd kill of the game. Now he hops forward into too much danger, has to use his own buster shot back away, but Pique's chasing him down, hits him with the mace, and eventually should finish him off with just the passive damage. Heimerdoodles has stopped to farm some chickens on his way out, but yeah, a little overextension from both mid laners back to back, and it's going to cost RTM just a little bit more because Heimerdoodle, he just had enough time. He can't quite dodge the Draven ult, though, and Recommended gets another cash in.
Yeah, I actually think Chill Will canceled the literally jump over the wall, so he actually had to flash. Really nice hook there, really well timed. And yeah, Mint really coming out ahead overall in that play. I think it would probably be about even with all the tower gold that ROTM was able to take with the Rift Herald, but yeah, the shutdown going over on the Tristana, and pretty close gold game
here.
here.
Comes
but
Will and Pique. Mason pops the World Ender, trying to get away, but the depth charge comes out, knocks him into the air. Can he find a way out of this one? Oh, it's a good riposte from Reaper. Does he have the damage? Not quite enough to finish off the Fiora. Now Prim catches Ramesor by himself. Heimerdoodles can't quite find the spear. The exhaust buying a lot of time, but it's not enough. Heimerdoodles will trade that one back, luckily, and it's just carnage across the map. We have 14 kills in 12 minutes.
Yeah, every time we stop talking about one play, another one develops. But man, this RTM bot lane is just having such a rough time. I feel like it came down to the draft here. They decided to pick this Ashe Seraphine into the Draven Nautilus, which is a very scary proposition by itself. But they've gotten a lot of help. And now we're going to see Heimer go into Cyber Brazil.
Yeah, Heimer trying to fight his way out of this X dungeon. Just not able to buy enough time, and now Cairo's in trouble. The max range hook from Will finds Cairo, and he'll be taken to the grave again. Recommended cashes in his 3rd kill of the game. Meanwhile, Loker's going to get a split push and get a couple more plates plus some tower gold on the bottom side, and he is by far the strongest member on his team. I was about to say in the game, but then look at Recommended's gold.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the flash hook from Will finds Ramesor, and they're just diving through the towers in mid lane to finish him off. Reaper, that was really nicely spaced by Mason, able to not get stunned. But now Loker's just in on Prim. Buster shot away, but Loker got the reset to jump back in, but he's in melee range of the Silas, now uses his own Buster shot. Meanwhile, Reaper and Mason fighting in the top lane, taken pretty low. The Grand Challenge comes out. Mason trying to defend his Vital, successfully does to start out with. No riposte just yet from Reaper, so Mason can't commit, and no contest on either side, I guess. Reaper still threatening.
Ooh,
oh, he got the stun.
dead.
He's in the flash, and he finishes him off.
Yeah, Man, it is just so scary to play this Aatrox, and yeah, Mint playing this super well. It's just a comp diff. Is what it's feeling like. Who can stand up to this Draven Nautilus combo at this point? Draven got his lead that he needed to, and there's just nothing that's going to be able to stop Mint from getting onto the ROTM team. And this Draven, I think, is just going to kind of run rampant. Loker is the only bright spot for RTM so far, knocking down towers, keeping them in gold range just because of all the turret plates that he was able to acquire. But you can only rely on those supplemental gold turrets for so long. So
Yeah, and I think we have to see kind of back to basics for RTM. It's got to be the picks coming off of Ramosaurus and Chain of Crystal Arrow, and trying to stay just a little bit more grouped up because they're getting picked off in 1s and 2s. And I actually think the Mordekaiser pick has been super big for Piclay, able to really isolate and engage fights. Fight in the bottom lane, Prim and Mason. It's going pretty well for Prim thus far, and he's got the extra summoner spell with the Ignite. The dive forward by Prim, and he finishes him off underneath the tower.
yeah, it's really interesting that with all of the jungle bans that came through, there were more than 6. Piclay didn't get the Mordekaiser taken away, which I know it used to be a top laner, was very used to this Mordekaiser pick, and it's kind of something is a little bit off meta, but you don't really think about maybe when you're drafting, but they will be thinking about it as things go forward here in this series. And it's nice too, because as someone that's just a little bit Loker.
Oh, Loker looking for it. The explosive shot. Dash forward, the riposte, but it's not enough, and he gets the shutdown. Meanwhile, Piclay in a little bit of trouble. He's in the death realm with Mason, and Mason finishes off that shutdown as well. The Rift Herald. What happened to the Rift Herald? I don't see it in. Oh, it's in Mason's inventory. Did he steal it? I have no idea what happened in that fight.
He just picked it up.
Yeah, but who killed the Rift Herald? Because I thought that Mint were in on it.
I don't know. It's
I don't know either. It's wild.
Fight, so.
Yeah.
But with those shutdowns, RTM gonna even up the gold score. Oh my goodness, gold score here, and actually go up a little bit.
Reaper with a flank, the TP behind, looking for Heimerdoodles. Seraphine ult doesn't connect from Prim. Mason being left for dead, able to dash away, but the counter Seraphine ult catches 3. They can't close the distance. Heimerdoodles with a couple of autos looking for Reaper. Just can't quite burn him down. He's alive.
Perfect time.
Now recommended, able to dodge one, not quite able to hit that stand aside. Prim is still low and still hanging around. Heimerdoodles is on the hunt. He finds recommended in the bush, just hits him with some cougar attacks, and then has to dash back away. Look at what's happening cross-map, though. Yep. He's just buying time for Cairo and Loker to split push.
Yeah, I mean, Mint has drafted the team fighting comp, but Loker is just saying, I'm just going to run around the map and take all these turrets. Somebody has to answer me, and so far, everyone that has answered him has died in the 1v1, so they're going to need to send more people to deal with Loker in an isolated scenario, but he's doing a really good job of cross-mapping and getting these towers.
He's in a lot of trouble now, though, because he's got Piclay on the flank, and now he's in the death realm. Yep. Little unfortunate for Loker, not quite able to plan his great escape, and he'll fall to Piclay for the 450 gold shutdown, give Mint a little bit of gold back the other way, and this is just a mess of a game. So we can objectively look at the gold totals, right? But if you're in this game, if you're RotM, do you feel like you have the momentum? Do you feel like you have the gold lead?
I mean, I feel like it's probably pretty even just because Loker's been able to get so much with the turrets. Like, they know that their split pushing is working well, but that is the only thing that feels like it. Like, if I'm RTM, I do not feel very confident in my standing in this game at all. Even if you know you're probably pretty equal on gold footing. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the Mordekaiser pick. I think as the matchup with, I think maybe the largest rank gap between Heimerdoodles and Piclay, taking the Mordekaiser kind of neutralizes that because you steal the stats, especially from a Nidalee versus Mordekaiser. There's no way Nidalee is going to outduel Mordekaiser because she can't run, she can't dodge, she can't weave. And once you go into that ult, it is going to be just death for the Nidalee unless she's able to dodge out some Qs from the ward. So like that pickup here for sure. We'll have to see if RTM decides to go with the QSS tax. So far, nobody looking like they're going to spend their hard-earned gold that way as of now. But as things go later in the game, I think especially on the Nidalee pick, it's going to be very important.
Loker's build is really interesting to me. He went Kraken Slayer into Storm Razor second, which isn't an item you see very often anymore.
I honestly, I see this item built so infrequently. I have to mouse over it. I need to see what you actually get from it.
It's the slow. You get the auto attack slow.
Yeah.
He plays in the pulls Loker into the Death Realm, but that didn't work out very well for him, and Prim can't quite find the abscond onto Loker, so he'll get away with murder. Literally.
Oh my.
Oh, and that Ash Arrow just not quite able to connect. The collapsing, flanking Seraphine can't quite find the E, and Recommended is able to escape danger. Meanwhile, Prim has found Loker with his combo, and that doesn't go well for Loker.
Yep, not at all. Yeah, Loker finding some nice kills. Again, they even send 2 people to deal with him there, and he does trade the 1-for-1. But in the end, Prim able to secure the kill after Loker was poked out there. Kind of silently here, RTM has picked up 2 dragons for themselves, which is going to be really nice because they're not going to be forced to team fight into the better team fighting comp. As things progress here, they can just try to cross map, especially with the Tristana, be able to knock down turrets really quickly.
Yeah, and I think there's still a world where you're looking like maybe extreme late game where your 280 carries catch up to Draven, and then you have Seraphine and 280 carries. I think you win.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter what's on the enemy team. Like the Fiora is very scary, but it's not an 80 carry and it doesn't have an enchanter, right?
Yeah, you would definitely win in that split push. So very important here that they're were able to get those 2 drakes because that just gives them more time in this game. But man, the 1,000 gold lead that RTM had again isn't really felt that much just comp wise, but they're doing a good job of splitting the map, making sure the team fighting comp can't group up and can't play the way that they want to.
Yeah, and Heimerdoodle's looking for the gank. I'm not going to get to talk about what I want to talk about, but here we go. Reaper, the riposte, and now Ramesor is able to spot out Piclay and Will as they head in toward this top lane. Everybody's grouped up kind of around this Baron. I was going to say, so a lot of what we see is ROTM kind of feasting on team fighting comps with their brawlers, with their 1v1 duelists and things like that. And Mint chose to just go into strength versus strength basically with RotM, and it's been really impressive actually that they've been able to stand up so well this far. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very entertaining game to watch so far here. Both teams, I think, executing their comps pretty well, finding the picks that they need to, RTM splitting the map in the way they need to, and I'm really excited to see how this finishes out.
Yep, Dragon spawning here in 40 seconds as pinged by Ramesor, thank you. Should belong to Mint given the run of play, but our team has a gold lead. Theoretically could fight this. They have a couple of item completions that are pretty big. You have the Zanya's Hourglass for Heimerdoodles. You have an Infinity Edge for Loker.
Yeah, I mean, you could see a fight here. I would be surprised if they do it, but they could just walk here, try to poke out the team before the team fight, and that might be the thing. But if they get a pick here, that might change everything.
Yeah, Loker jumping forward.
Oh,
the Ash Arrow connects onto Prim, and the auto attacks finish him off. It's a shutdown for Loker, and now he's kiting away from Piclay, but they have the number advantage on the bottom side. Reaper can teleport in, so can Mason. Mason has teleported in, and he's behind Piclay. He doesn't land anything, but he's still going to get pulled into the Death Realm and scrap it out with Mordekaiser in there. Big shield from Piclay, the flash away from Mason, but now he's back in the real world and unfortunately catches a bullet to the face from Loker. The Draven ult comes through, but no one's low enough for it to be tagged. Reaper's going to get the top lane tower, but Dragon 3 goes to ROTM. Look at where Mint is set up. I really like this cross map, though. They've set up in this blue side. They're going to get some deep vision. They might even threaten a second tower.
Yeah, and if nothing else, I like that they recognize, okay, we're no longer gonna get this Drake. Let's just move to top side. Let's get our wards down. Let's set up for this Baron, and maybe even get this second tower. Looks like they're just going to do
Oh
damage.
my god,
Loker!
Loker! What was that damage recommended? Oh, he auto-attacked a minion, but he still gets the kill. Reaper's in, the riposte lands, and now Reaper's healing back up on the Grand Challenge. He'll get pulled back in by the Infernal Chains. Mason getting some auto-attacks down. He's got some fancy feet, but I don't think he's going to get out of here.
God.
That damage from Loker, what was that? And it just exploded Will to start the fight. And now it's ROTM's Baron, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, Nautilus was like half health there. I was not at all expecting the bomb that was on his head to kill him. I was just thinking, oh, it'd do some damage.
Asphalt lands onto
RTM
Prim, into the Seraphine ult. They've chained them together. They should be able to finish off the Silas at the end of this one. Fires the counter Seraphine ult back the other way. Now Peakley in trouble. The Q3 lands, and Mason finishes him off. And now back to the Baron for ROTM. But now Recommended and Will are up, and they might have a say with the Draven ult potentially, if Will can get him just that little bit of vision that they'll need. 7,000 health still. It's not burning down particularly quickly. They'll force Will out. Mason can dash back over the pit. And 3,000, 2,000. Nope. Vision. In comes the Draven ult. Ooh. And it's not in time as Heimerdoodles secures it. And ROTM finally, securely in the lead in this game.
Yeah, well timed there. Draven ult to try to steal, but the smite ends up getting it in the end. I think notably, man, Loker is just putting out so much damage, and I know he's been super strong, but now on 4 items is able to just blow up an Nautilus like that. That's crazy. Really leveraging his gold lead, and that is what has kept RTN in the game this whole time. Able to make the hero play there, get 2 kills, and RTM picks up the Baron, and now very far ahead, especially with the 3 Drakes as well.
Peakley finds Loker, just gives him a little smack, and that's going to be it. Oh, they spot Reaper trying to collapse. Mason gets popped with the blast cone back over, but the dash from Reaper. This is a messy fight, but they'll finish off the Fiora. Ramesor is in trouble, but he's fighting his way out. Peakley goes down. Ramesor dies to the Ignite, unfortunately. But Mint kind of falling apart here in the last couple of seconds. 3 kills for ROTM, and they'll continue running it down with the 4 members that they have.
Yeah, and I think this is just going to be the game here. I think with the double, with Loker as strong as he is and playing the Tristana, he's
Loker in, Recommended is gone, and 3 auto attacks. Will on the doorstep. The Buster shot finishes him off for the double kill. And Nexus number 1 goes to Return of the Middlesticks Darkwind.
Yeah, I mean, that is crazy. I felt like we were just talking about how close the game was, how both teams were executing it perfectly, and then Loker just kills Nautilus with a 2-autoed bomb, and the tides completely turned for RTM, and Mint just fell apart. What an exciting game 1.
I hope that we're in for a couple more games of that. RotM leads 1-0. We'll be right back with game number 2. Well, if you're curious for an update on the other series, Bing Chiller's Green Tea are up 1-0 on Queen's Gambit Bishops.
There's some good names here.
Yeah. But Queen's Gambit are up 2,000 gold and have Hextech Soul in game 2.
Did they start earlier?
Yeah, they started at the default time for these, which
Right.
is 6, and we started an hour late. Yeah. I'm glad I banked a little extra time at work, so if I need to sleep in an hour or two, I can do it
Nice. That feels good.
without like ruining my life.
Yeah, I have the PST
Plus-
buff, so
Yeah, plus we have like
These
a
series
Halloween
always in a good
party
time.
tomorrow, and
interesting.
I ain't going to that, but everybody's going to be out of the office at 3, so
Mm-hmm. Best thing. Well, the big play is you go get a plate of food and then leave.
So
That's the,
it's a
or
potluck,
is it
so
off-site?
I'd feel bad. So it's at the other office, which is
Uh-huh.
like a quarter mile away. Like we just
Okay.
walk back and forth usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like down the street and around the corner. Like it's not that far, but
Gotcha.
it's a commitment to go down there, and then
Yep.
I didn't bring any food, so I feel kind of guilty eating other people's food. And then there's like a costume party, and no. I don't like myself enough to dress as someone else.
When I was at my old job, I worked with a bunch of dads that were like probably like mid 50s or something. And for Halloween, I walked in and one of them was like, "Lane, where's your costume?" And I was like, "Oh, I dressed as a software developer." And they all died laughing because I it's like me just shooting some banter back. I did not expect to get the laugh that I did.
Yeah.
And then they proceeded to bring me around the rest of the office to all the other dads and were like, tell the joke. And I was like, oh my God, please shoot me. Oh boy. It was really funny, but
I like the joke going around about the computer science students and all being transgendered. It's very funny. It's apparently very common. I didn't realize. Apparently, like when you go into software development, you have to choose if you're going to become a furry or transgendered. So, which did you pick?
Interesting.
It's usually tastefully done as well. Like they're all playing jokes on themselves. So,
Yeah, no, I feel that.
all right, I'm in the lobby. You're in the lobby. We have draft links. Did they change sides? They did not.
It did not. That means, yeah, Mint chose red side for game 2 here, which is interesting because RotM got side selection in game 1. So both teams getting the side that they want out of this. My guess is we're going to actually see. I would expect RTM to go back to the Seraphine for pick 1. Even though it got kind of shut down early, once it got the Moonstone, actually had some really nice healing, especially around the Baron fight. Was starting to get online there, so if they can pick that again, I don't think Mint is going to have too hard of a time picking like Draven Nautilus again. But I'd be surprised to see RTM go back to the Ashe with that. So we'll see how things pan out there. Definitely a very scary game to try to do a run back in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't feel like the picks themselves were the issue. It was more the way that it played out. But at the same time, it's also hard to approach that lane. So maybe getting yourself a different pick, something that can be a little bit more active early, might be good. But that's like 3 or 4 straight wins now for Ramazor on the Ashe. So sometimes you just go back to the well and don't worry about it.
Yeah, and definitely had some nice arrows down the stretch there. Timed them really well and found some picks with it. I think that it makes it so hard. You kind of play almost like a pick comp with the Ash arrow because you have Seraphine follow up and even Nidalee, who just does really great with hard CC like that. And we saw those combos later in the game, able to pick off people and kind of disturb what Mint was trying to do with the team fight comp that they had for themselves.
RTM's readied up. Mint is not just yet, so we're waiting on that.
Coach chat after game 1. I did my job. I got the draft correct.
I got the draft correct. You guys misplayed. You all suck.
Yep.
I'm out. Yeah.
The synopsis of what I think is going on in that coaching session. But we are into draft now.
Oh, there's an E in the chat followed by several R's. So here we go. Game number 2. Draft underway. Nothing really changed thus far.
Nothing at all.
You wouldn't expect to see anything just yet. Do you feel like Mint are really looking to change things up, or are they pretty happy with what happened and just feel like they need to execute better?
Yeah, I mean, I really do feel like it was an execution down the stretch there. I think Mint picked themselves a really good comp. They had the matchups they needed to, and I think if Floker doesn't get out to the lead that he does, it gets really, really hard for RTM because Loker just put the team on his back and said, I'm going to pick up gold, I'm going to pick up towers, and then I'm just going to kill the whole team by myself pretty much. And so was able to do a lot down the stretch with his gold lead. So definitely feels like it's execution. We're going to see the Nautilus locked in here. I think Silas, interestingly, was the pick. We were all the same through there until the Nautilus pick up.
Yeah,
Good.
I was gonna say I don't think Prim had a bad game. He just probably wants something that has a little bit more agency in lane, because we saw the way he got shoved in by Loker, led to the roam early, led to a lot of the tower damage. Probably just looking for a counter matchup for Prim now, which feels a little more normal in the draft, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Kaisa is going to be the lock-in for recommended.
I really like if the Senna does come through for RTM here. I really like this look. It's not quite as good into the Nautilus, still a little scary, but you have a lot of healing to kind of cut through that engage. And Kaisa is an ADC that really looks to scale and becomes a threat later. So you're kind of allowed to do that with the Senna Seraphine, and I assume that bot is just going to be what we see here. Nidalee being picked up, I think that again is a really smart pickup for RTM, especially with all the jungle bans that we've already seen. I don't really expect them wanting to go into the second phase here, and Mordekaiser are going to be the pickup as the answer in the Nidalee. I think it did really good last game. Both junglers selected here with all the jungle bans, and now we go to the solo lanes.
I think that there's still a chance that that's Mordekaiser top for Reaper. I think they might throw that curve in, but it's hard to argue with the success that Peakley had in that matchup last game. And yeah, RotM kind of calling their bluff, although that's also just a jungle / top laner that they're banning away, so not really, but Camille, Sejuani, you imagine this is Aatrox, right? Take Mason off of that, or are you comfortable enough running it back on that Fiora?
Well, the thing is, if they don't ban Aatrox here, RTM can ban Fiora here. Okay, they don't. They just go with all the jungle bans. So they're trying to force this Mordekaiser pick into the jungle for Peakley. It's actually the exact same bans for RTM as game 1. And for Mint, they change up their second tier of bans. The Camille being banned away, and then Loker on that Tristana. You do not want to see him on that again.
Yeah, so this is an interesting decision for Mint now. They have to show one of their solo laners, probably.
So it could be Tom Kench top, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mason's Aatrox is available.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
does-
and it's an okay matchup into Tom. You have decent healing. I think Tom wins it early, like he does against most things. But yeah, there's a lot of options here for Mason and top here. Ooh,
Set is
set
interesting.
pickup. I like it, especially because there's 3 really good ult targets already for the side of Mint. The only thing that's a little bit scary is Tom Kench does really, really well in close
So-
range melee matchups, and Set's definitely in there.
The last person we saw play Set for RotM was Cairo, and before that was Loker. So we haven't seen Mason's Set.
Oh,
I call it. All right, let's go.
you did. Yeah, you definitely called it. And I think, honestly, picking up 2 brawlers here is pretty smart. It just definitely dissuades from you picking Silas here on the side of Mint. I don't think they were probably heading in that direction anyway. But for RTM, you get 2 brawlers here with the Senna Seraphine, and that's exactly what you want. And the Swain going to be the answer. And I like this
that pick
pick
is
a lot.
huge if that's
Yeah.
locked in.
I think it's going to go through. That feels like the right
Oh.
pickup.
Yeah. How do you kill Swain with this team comp?
Yeah, I mean, once Swain hits 6, Set is gonna have such a hard time, and especially if Swain picks up like Rylai's second item, man, you are just not gonna be able to get out of his range. There's a lot of healing here for RTM. I think they have what they need to kind of take out the rest of the Mint squad, but this Swain is gonna be just so difficult with all of the brawlers trying to charge in.
A scary team comp from Mint once again. I really like. I think this Swain is just the perfect pick right now because it just can out sustain through your Senna Seraphine Nidalee damage, and Set and Aatrox just don't want to be near that thing. So it's I think it's a really nice pick.
Yeah, I definitely think RTM has much better tools than they did in game 1. They do have like a central identity, but I think again, yeah, Mint picked really good counter matchups here, made really good use of red side with that Swain pick coming in last, and yeah, I think we're set up for a really fun game here in game number 2.
I'm gonna run really quick. I didn't get a chance to run to the bathroom in between games, so I'm
I will
turning it
join
over to
you.
you. Oh, all right. We'll just let some music play on the stream. We'll be right back.
Yep. I am back. It looks like we had a little bit of a slip up here in the first draft, so gonna have to go through the start of this draft phase once again. And yeah, I'm interested for people that are in chat. Who do you think came out ahead in the draft here? RTM or Mint? I think there's definitely some arguments to be made for either side. I appreciate the RTM hype atlas, but yeah, it definitely didn't happen last time. Yeah, there is definitely something to be said for RTM being on a lot of comfort picks here. I think I'm gonna assume that Cairo actually takes Seraphine and plays the farming Seraphine, but I'm interested to see where those picks end up going. Sarah Queen always.
Yeah, looks like someone trolled the draft once, because we're not nearly as far along as we should be.
Definitely so.
Hopefully we get through it this time.
I think Mason banned one of the picks.
Oh.
I remember maybe it was like a year ago. I came back from like not having played comp in a while, and because I was playing top, I was doing the draft for like the first time in months, and something about draftful or whatever was happening that night. I think I trolled the draft like 3 times, and then I said, okay, someone else has to take over draft responsibilities. I just kept banning away their champs, or I picked like one of theirs or something. I can't remember. It was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's only gamesmanship, right? You know, you saw their draft, so now you have the chance to counter it before you get into game.
Exactly. Yeah, and I assume Cairo here is going to go the farming Seraphine ADC while Senna goes fasting. I feel like that's a lot better, just with the amount of souls that Senna is able to rack up. But some draft adaptations from both teams here. Some familiar picks, some not. And yeah, really excited to see how things turn out in game number 2.
Yeah, and now you did the whole lead-in, and there's still 4 minutes.
That's true. I always see the 20 seconds, and I'm like, I need to wrap it up, and then we sit here for 3.
I do the same thing. This is where I'd love to have analytical points and statistics and stuff like that, but I'm not that invested.
Some filler.
You know, this is amateur esports. It's the worst when you're on an official cast and you're supposed to do that. Like, oh god, I can't.
Where's my stats team?
I can't talk about bullshit for 3 minutes. I have to stay like semi-focused.
Yep.
Or counterpoint, you just get like Firelight or Lexus on and they just talk the whole time, and I don't have to do anything. It's really great.
That's great. Yeah. Vaughn can definitely fill some good time. He can find something to talk about. I love it.
I can't. There's
well, you got to talk the whole game, so like, you know, it's a trade-off.
This is your time to shine, and
that's right. But I already did the lead-in, so I really just don't feel like I can talk for these next 3 minutes. That's how it goes. It would break the flow, the fourth wall.
We've never done that before on this cast, for sure.
Yeah, only the most professional of casting here. Speaking of casters, I was sad to see that Azael is not going to be. He got COVID, so he's not going to be able to cast the semifinals.
I really wish that Freak had gotten COVID, but that's my personal opinion. Oh my god.
I will say, I don't know what it was. I used to not like Freak hardly at all, and I still don't love him as a caster, but I've gotten just like as a straight up caster, I think I'm finding him a lot more tolerable now than I ever have, which is surprising because I didn't think I'd ever feel that way.
I think he's alright. So I have gone through the peaks and valleys. I used to really like Freak, like way back in the day, and then he got his like dark freak or whatever and started flaming people, and that was what he was known for. And then I really hated him because like he just never said anything positive because he was like, oh, they like when I flame people. I'm just only going to cast negatively, and that's not fun to listen to. Like it just isn't. You can provide feedback. You can. You know, you have memorable things like Kobe with that TP sucked. You know,
Yeah.
you can go there, but you can't just live there. Right?
Yeah. Definitely get that.
And he's come around a little bit recently, but he still gets sucked in to some of that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see who they end up choosing for the finals. I always think it's really interesting to like follow all of the casters and be like, oh, I didn't get picked for finals, and like see the decision kind of like how things pan out for those type of decisions. But
and they almost never make the decision that I would make, but we'll see where they go, because I probably would have kept Atlas around and gone Atlas Chronicler and you know, throw a Zale or
Cadril or something.
Cadril,
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But, as it is, I'd probably go Dracos Cadril and Kobe. I think would be a great finals cast, but
oh yeah, I think it'd be really good.
Either
they
that
bring
or
back
go...
Papa Smithy for a little bit.
Oh my god, please.
He doesn't have a job right now, so not saying it'll happen, but that'd be really fun.
No, I'm traditionally very biased toward the LCK casters, and this is my least favorite set of LCK casters in a long time. But it's hard though, because like I still love Atlas. Atlas I think is a great play-by-play caster, but I don't really. I've never really grown attached to Valdez, and I've never really grown attached to Chronicler. And Wolf I really like from StarCraft 2, but his skill set hasn't aged well. He's very boring. I guess I'll put it that way. And it's hard with a boring product to have a really boring, uninteractive caster.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a time and a place for that kind of style, but it's probably not in LCK. But that's where he is, nonetheless.
Yep. Mint looking to try to find a successful invade like they were in game 1. But going to be spotted out here from RTM. I like that they tried a different path. You can't really go for the invade in the same spot twice. Feels like, especially when it works out for you. So, like that they tried the mid gank there, but don't find anything with the Nautilus, and
so
just going to be some standard one.
You say that, but then there's things like the Tennessee Titans ran the same identical play 9 times in a row and scored 2 touchdowns with it. So like there's something to be said for the mental advantage of running the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I feel like in football it maybe like works out a little bit, but RTM is actually going to come in here for the late invade.
Oh, they've got the 3-man squad. Loker flashes forward. Q1, Q2, Q3 doesn't quite land. P-Clay doesn't have flash because he's taken Ghost, not because he expended it, but it's first blood to Heimerdoodles, and he'll steal away the red buff. Prim can't really get in to do anything. Loker's ghosted up, chasing him down. Just going to give him some light taps on the booty, pull him back in with the E, and Prim gets chunked through pretty decently to start. Oh, Heimer goes for it. Does he have the red buff proc? Is it enough? Flashes for it for the auto. He doesn't have it, and he dies to the tower. Oh no.
Okay, all right. We thought we were LCS over here with that invade, and then oh my god, what am I watching? Holy shit.
That was a very LPL invade. The 3-man lead invade is very classic LPL, and the dive under the turret to not exchange the kill is also unfortunately classic LPL. 1-1, and now the hook. Level 2's equally hit in the bottom lane. A good double snare actually from Ramesor. Recommended very low. The auto's not quite enough damage to get through him, but now another route onto Will, and he's got to flash away. Meanwhile, Peakley is into the mid lane. He's level 2. He did Raptor Camp? What is happening?
What did he do? How is he level 2?
He did Raptor Camp, is it.
But it's still up on the map.
No, he did our Raptor Camp.
Okay, that makes sense.
Auto
I was
attack
very confused.
Battleheimer can't find the spear. The minions are
Oh
burning
my.
him down. He's got the regen from the RotM buff, but it's the RotM buff, the red buff.
The raw. Oh my
Oh
god.
my. Um.
Yeah, it did not look
Okay.
like a Rotom buff on
So,
that level 1, but holy, so much fighting already
all right.
going around this mid lane.
So let's track Peeklay's jungle experience thus far. Oh, he healed up off of the Raptors. Now back in. He has the damage to finish off Prim.
What is happening,
Hyperdoodles
man?
is 3-1. So Peeklay's jungle path thus far was Diet Red buff, enemy Raptors, mid-gank
Diet
die
Red buff.
into my own Raptors. Heimerdoodles has been enemy red buff, die under mid lane tower, my own red buff, counter gank mid, dive mid.
Wow. What a speedy level 1 there. It also bodes really well. Hyperdoodle started with the Dark Seal, and so would have 6 stacks if he didn't die under the mid lane tower, but has 4 already. I don't think you could ask for like maybe a better start except for not dying in mid lane for this Nidalee, but
He
it's
definitely
going to
had
be able to
Ember
pick
Knife
up a
to
lot.
start out with, though. He bought the Dark Seal after his first death.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Yeah, after the first blood, that makes sense. Sorry, I'm so used to like laning that like sometimes you pick up the Dark Seal to start your lane when
No,
you're
it's
really
fair.
confident. But
I just wanted to, before someone in Twitch chat got the chance, I have to
I
sound
appreciate
intelligent
it.
for a second.
Yep.
'Cause
So anyway,
most
that's the
of the time I
maximum that
don't.
you want on the Dark
Yeah.
Seals there. So that's great.
What a mess. My god. So Heimerdoodles has every kill for RotM. Prim has every kill for Mint, which is approximately where you want them, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I honestly do think that is where both teams would want these kills. And a nice gank here. Ooh, didn't quite
that
find the spear. So close.
It had a chance through the gap between the melee and the ranged minions, but they just leashed enough that he hit the melee minion.
And also obligatory reminder to speed up a little bit.
Okay, we'll do that. That wasn't very much, but yeah. Second.
Yeah, mine wasn't much either, but yeah.
All right, 2v2 near top lane. Mason looking for Reaper. He's still got his gray health. Now pops it. Heimerdoodles is into the mix along with Peeklay. Heimerdoodles looking for the dive. Can't quite find that damage. And now Peeklay's hit the ghost, and that's a lot of trouble for the RotM jungler as Peeklay picks up the kill. Mason still trying to scrap it out. He's got his Q3. It's not going to be enough damage. That was a well-timed shield by Peeklay, and he'll pick that one. Oh, he'll hand it over to Reaper.
There it is. And yeah, I mean, it feels like Heimerdoodle's overforcing has been the story of the game so far. Loker, okay, I think he actually shielded himself to live there, but man, that was close as well. It's just RTM's overaggression that has been punishing. I think they've found really nice invades early, found some nice ganks, but then trying to finish things off when they really didn't need to has been kind of the story so far for Mint.
Yeah, need to chill just a little bit, it feels like. The damage will come, it's just not quite there yet. But now we're back to farming for a second, where it feels like RTM's had some decent advantages this game, almost across the board. Prim doing a good job right-clicking the minions, but Cairo actually up on recommended in CS, and then Mason with a pretty big CS gap if he can just hang in there against Reaper now that he's finished his Vommy Cinder.
Yeah, and this bot lane is just way different than what we saw last game. This Nautilus is going to have a really, really hard time. Even if you land hooks on Senna or Seraphine, and especially the later this game goes, if they're together, they just heal a ton, and we're going to kind of see that here.
Ramesor low, but he's still half health now. Gets hooked in. Recommended just pops him with the proc of the passive. Cairo has to flash away, and not quite enough damage onto Cairo, but yeah, that passive proc just popped him. I don't think that he expected that.
Yeah, not at all. And a really nice find there. Just kind of walks up out of the bush and finds Senna in a really rough spot to be in. But Reaper...
Oh, he's trying to pull him into Heimerdoodles. There's the spear. Oh, he knocks him out of the Abyssal Voyage as well. They'll finish him off. Meanwhile, they just dove Cairo and traded supports in the bottom lane.
Okay.
It's another kill for recommended though. The Kai'Sa's up to 2-0, which is very scary.
Yep. Very nice pickup there. That Q from Mason was just so impressive. To hit the Q forward or to hit the E backwards, so he hits the Q to to cancel the jump. Really impressive play from the Aatrox. You don't see that from a lot of Aatrox players, so nice play.
Yeah, now even getting a little dirty farming done. Prim gonna have to pop the Demonic Ascension. Pulls him in, gives him the suck. Loker's got the Haymaker back the other way. Prim is low, but I don't think Loker can really take advantage of that with the ult still procced. Doesn't get hit by the claw, but in comes Heimerdoodles now from the side. Can he find the spear? Meanwhile, Hook in the bottom lane lands onto Cairo. I don't think he was expecting Peakley to be there of all people, and Peakley's pulled him into the Death Realm. Ramasaur just hanging out right now. Maybe gonna try to help Cairo once he pops back out. There's the Dawning Shadow. Something like that, I think is what it's called. Cairo's going to die to just the burn damage from Peakley. Now Ramasaur has to be careful. He gets pulled back in by the claw, and Peakley picks up a little casual double kill down on the bottom side of the map. Loker gets hit by the Void Seeker. From recommended, he'll dive in. Heimerdoodles hits the spear, looking for it, flashes forward, finishes off Prim. Loker just pops recommended into the wall, and another spear from Heimerdoodles lands, and he won't be able to get out. A shutdown goes to Heimer, and he's 5-2 on the Nidalee. But recommended continues his scaling as well, which is, again, going to get scarier and scarier because that's a hard champion to lock down in these fights.
Yeah, for sure. And that was a really nice micro play there from Loker to know that he was going to die, but ulting to try to buy as much time as possible for Lily come back and clean up that kill. I think Mint has done a good job of moving Peakley around the map. That was really not expected for him to be in that bot lane, and picks up a couple kills for himself there. Again, it is the RTM bot lane that's kind of behind here to start, and is keeping Mint in this game for sure. But yeah, Heimerdoodles being the star player this time to keep the gold lead for RTM going.
Ramasaur on a little detour toward that Rift Herald, so 10.5-minute Rift Herald it looks like for RTM. Not going to really be contestable for Mint. Will gets spotted out as he's roaming through the jungle right now, and everybody having a happy neutral objective fun time right now.
Yeah, and we see again RTM trying to put emphasis on getting this early gold with the Rift Herald. Roaming a bot laner up here to help with that. Seraphine not in a lot of danger by herself if she's under this tower, and gonna be able to pick up the Herald. We see Heimerdoodles also walking bot. Maybe we'll look to fight that on the bot side. They definitely can get the push to get that
yeah, they're
Herald
setting up
in.
for a dive right now. The Hook max range lands, but into the double charm. The cleanse from recommended, but he's trying to get away from Heimerdoodles, and he won't be able to as Heimer finishes him off. Will is just going to take a little extra tower damage and try to get that last plate for himself. And well-timed on the roam back up from Ramasaur and Heimer.
Yeah, for Mint, you've got to know that they're coming back bot lane there, especially with how long ago that Rift Herald died. If you look for the play like that, like instantly after the Herald goes away, I think that plays fine. But yeah, just wasn't able to find it in the timing there, and they overextend and get punished very hard for it. They're going to lose their tower as well here. So this is a nice swing here for RTM, up 4K off the back of that double kill and full tower take. So.
And now Heimer looking mid. Oh my god, that was half of Prim's health. Does he have the execute? Hops away from the claw, but Loker not so lucky. Has the shield from the Haymaker to keep him alive. Reaper taking a rough trade up in the top lane as well, thanks to Mason. Heimer is just scooting a boot away. The Dawning Shadow comes in for the little shield. Peakley pulls Loker into the Death Realm to make sure that he can't escape, and we'll finish that one off. Heimer, I think, was looking for the spear onto Prim and just hits Peakley right as he pops out of the Death Realm. Ramasaur and Will, the two supports in quotation marks, find each other on the other side of the rift.
Yeah, and so far Heimerdoodle's just continuing to push the lead, trying to roam around, trying to find these kills. I think overall is finding some good gank angles, but yeah, Peakley is doing a good job of trying to combat that, picking up kills for himself, roaming around here. So 19 kills already in this 13-minute game, so over a kill a minute. Pretty bloody game to start things off here, and I think that's what we expected from game one.
Yeah.
A lot of
Mason kind
fighting.
of an interesting build. He's gone for Black Cleaver first to help cut through some of the armor that Reaper has built, and then he'll head for, you'd imagine, the Eclipse like normal later. Heimerdiggles hits the spear onto Peakley, although I don't know that you want the flash forward from Loker, just trying to get a little bit of crowd control down. Ramesor chases in and picks up his first kill of the game as they're able to take down Peakley right as the dragon spawns, and now ROTM will be able to secure their first dragon of the game, barring some shenanigans that happen from Recommended maybe, or Prim with a snipe.
Yeah, Mason doing a good job bullying here under tower, not taking turret shots, but still getting down some good damage. And yeah, everything kind of coming up ROTM's way here for the last couple of minutes. Getting this Drake, getting the kill onto Peakley. And yeah, Peakley is just pretty weak without his ultimate. Is really a monster with it, but needs to kind of wait for that cooldown in order to fight effectively. Ooh, Heimer up 3 levels on Peakley. Oh my.
Yeah, still can't really be in Mordekaiser's jungle, though, especially with... You would imagine his ult is up soon, and you'd be right. It was up in like 2-3 seconds, so
Yep.
has to get out of there, and he'll scoot a boot back through mid.
Yeah, smart flash there, but yeah, Heimer is just gonna kind of sit in Peakley's jungle, try to take as many camps as he can, try to find these spears over the wall. Almost found that
was
one.
so close. He gets the root down, does Cairo. They have a little bit of damage, but not too much between Ramesor and Cairo right now. Ramesor does finish up his Umbral Glaive off of his kill that he was able to pick up, which feels pretty good. That's a nice little spike of damage, plus the vision control that it offers is kind of disgusting.
Yeah, the big thing for RTM too. Oh my.
Oh, but now Peakley's here. He's got his ult available. Good flash from Ramesor. He doesn't pull the trigger on the ult because here comes Mason on the flank. Not able to get a whole lot done. Or Mason just dives under the tower. They'll pick up 2 kills and get out.
Yeah, all the healing coming there. Really nice TP from Mason there, able to find the kills that it was needed. And what I was going to say, what's really big for RTM is they were able to get that bot lane tower, and then they're going to move their bot lane to mid, which Prim is winning this matchup really heavily against the set. And that's definitely RTM's worst matchup. For him to get out of that is really big. But
Will has made a mistake. Not able to find that hook,
hook.
and he'll pay for that one immediately as Loker takes him down. Objective bounties are apparently going to be available here in just 30 seconds as the route lands under recommended. I don't think they really want to dive too far underneath this tower. Prim is looking for Loker, and we'll finish him off. Not able to use that Haymaker. Now Peakley pulls Cairo into the Death Realm. They're trying just to evacuate because Heimerdiggles doesn't have any mana really to fight back, and this isn't the strongest that they'll be. Cairo gets taken down by Peakley, and Mint gets 2 kills back on a little overextension from ROTM.
Yeah, luckily no shutdowns going over to them, but on the other side of the map, Mason's going to trade this tower. RTM doing a pretty good job of pushing their advantage, definitely getting their hands caught in the cookie jar a couple times here in this game, as we've seen, and that's really what's kept Mint in this game, is RTM just playing a little too aggressive, being a little too greedy, and getting caught at the end of the plays. So credit to Mint to make the rotations and punish RTM for some of that greed, but yeah, RTM still heavily in control of this one.
Yep, objective bounty going to be picked up though for Mint. They'll close the gap back again to about 5,000, if I can do math correctly, which sometimes I can. It is only my job. Anyway, Mason and Cairo and the rest of the squad coming in looking for the second Rift Herald. What do you want to do with this second Rift Herald, do you think, Lane?
I might just put it on Mason. I mean, they don't elect to do that here, but having him be able to split push, because I think RTM has the tools and the gold lead to kind of 5v4 or even just kind of wait around and not get engaged on while Mason kind of split pushes with that Herald. But also having it on Heimer, good pick too. He's been really active on the map, so Him being able to kind of choose where he wants to be that to be will be really good. Be able to pick off one of these really juicy tier 2 towers.
Yeah, Ramasaur's made his way up toward the top lane right now. Doesn't look like he's going to find a whole lot, and we've kind of settled in. 43 seconds to go, though, on a dragon spawn. We'll see how valuable that is. Our first ocean dragon. Get either squad to 2 dragons, which isn't, exactly where you want to be at 19 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how much value is really put on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really hard for Mint here. You could maybe look to do something with Peaklay's ult on the Mordekaiser, ulting Heimer away from the Drake. But since he is the jungle, it makes it a lot harder than you would usually have on a top lane. But it gets harder because RTM scales, right? They have the Senna Seraphine, which just scales super well into this late game, and makes it really, really hard. Luckily, Mint does have some scaling of their own to kind of counterbalance that, but yeah.
Oops, spear.
You don't have to fight
gonna
this,
land there
but...
from Heimer. Peaklay gets rooted up, and now the fight going to break out. The charm comes in. Peaklay can't even really use Death Realm effectively. Prim gets hit by a spear, and that's going to spell his death as Will falls. Recommended trying to kite away. He'll be taken down. It's 4 kills for Return to the Middle Sticks, and they'll pick up a dragon.
Yeah, that's the only danger with going for this Drake is if you go for this Drake and it goes badly like it does right here, it really does feel like the game. I mean, that is a really hard gold lead to combat here for RTM. They're going to get themselves another tower as well. And we might even see them go for this inhibitor tower with the second Rift Herald here. We'll have to see if Heimer elects to use it, and he is going to.
Yeah, Heimer walks in with that Eye of Herald, pops it. Peaklay and Will trying to fight their way on through this. They lose the inhibitor tower. Peaklay in trouble, doesn't have ult to try to escape, and he gets taken out by Mason. Loker looking to dive. They'll get the pull back in. Oh. Haymaker lands, and Prim is the only one left for Mint now. Recommended is just respawn. Reaper's just respawned. In comes the tower in. Reaper low underneath the Rift Herald dies. They're still looking for a little bit more. ROTM not giving up. They get the pullback. That was a really weird animation that just happened to that Tom Kench. Tower is just being face tanked right now. There's only 1 minion left, and now it's dead. Open Nexus now for Return of the Middle Sticks as they work their way onto it. Prim ults, the Demonic Ascension popped. Mason is looking for a little bit more. Dives in, the Q3 gets the pullback in. Can't quite finish off the Kaisa, but the Nexus dies, and wow. ROTM leads 2-0 and are on match point.
What a quick game that was. 21 minutes there. And again, it just feels like RTM gets a really big team fight and then just ends the game off of it. All the momentum swinging. I think Mint was still kind of in that game, but man, RTM finds the fight around the dragon, ends it all, and up 2-0 in this series.
Yeah, a little unlucky there for Mint at the end. Just showcasing the ARAM one at a time strat that doesn't tend to pay off. And match point for Return to the Middle Sticks. We'll see what happens in game 3.
Yeah, Ramasaur is lucky you didn't notice him dying to the tower there, executing, just getting like one shot by the tower shot. It was pretty funny.
All planned as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'd love to update you on what happened in the other semifinal, but I can't tell, based on the scoreboard, what the score is. So, they're in game 3. That's as much as I've got. I think it's 1-1, because they're very slightly discolored circles, but...
Let's just ask the chat. Let's see if somebody knows. 2-1 Akuma.
You're on the Valorant stream?
Well, an ad was playing in my defense, so
They're on Victoris 2?
yeah, I did not see that one.
Yeah, it's a Kuma 2-1 between Queen's Gambit and Big Chillers.
Oh, you got me.
Look at this Twitch staff. Doesn't even know what Twitch channel he's looking at.
I can't be bothered to look at the category, man. I've been very excited about all of the worlds loot I've been getting, because I realize I am not going to be the person that's ever going to get like all the skins on League, but I really want to get all of the emotes on my account.
I now own every single buyable emote, thanks to this year and last year mostly.
Yes, that's what I'm going for.
So I have 24 emotes currently that if I reroll, just reroll into other emotes that I own. It's kind of weird. I don't really like it, but because I don't even like the emotes that much. Like,
right.
They're kind of whatever. You can only use 6 of them, so like, whatever. But yeah, I apparently am good enough to own every single emote.
It's nice. Let me check. I'm curious how many I'm at now. I wasn't too far off. Okay, I'm at 210 of 273, so I got a bit to go, but that's pretty good.
Some bad news. That number just changes. I'm at 393 of 417, but also I can't get any more. So, I don't know what either of those numbers mean. I mean, 393 is probably the number that I own, but yeah, I have no idea what the 417 is supposed to represent.
Very interesting.
Unless there's definitely some I can't buy that have come out, which means that I can't reroll them. But like, if I look in the accessories tab and I click emotes, the only ones that are there are esports emotes, which I can't buy because they cost RP and I don't want to.
Fair enough. Ooh, I have not seen Victoris's like rework of their chat or their stream graphics, but I like how it looks.
Yeah, they're decent.
Scoreboard especially, pretty decent. All right, the other final match is 1-1. Oh wait, no. Oh, Maris, can you just not see the?
Are they?
See that they have one apiece.
Is it colored? Like it's.
Yeah, they're colored. I think they're green.
Okay.
Yeah, that would
like
make sense.
Slightly off gray.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I would like. They're not quite the same, but they're also not different enough that I'm like, that's definitely a point. Like you have the color bar. I don't know why you wouldn't fill it in with the color from the color bar.
Yeah. It's a little sad. I asked what the game score was, then realized I could vaguely see it, and then I was like, oh, you must not be able to see it at all. And then said colorblind moment.
Does Caster
So-
have one of the forms of colorblindness? As far as I know, both of us are red-green colorblind, but to different extents and different.
Yeah,
Weaknesses.
Merit's is definitely worse than mine. I can still kind of see it, but greens and reds kind of just look like a shade of brown to me. So
Yeah, that's kind of how I would describe it. Some of them get to gray rather than brown, and sometimes
Yeah.
I just kind of don't really deal with colors at all, and you just kind of
yeah,
ignore them.
anything that like red also touches can be kind of touchy. So like all light pinks and white, it looks white to me. I will never see that red. Or some purples, like when K-State would play KU when I was like growing up. Sometimes K-State would wear like a purple jersey and KU would wear their like all blue. I was so confused watching players, and like it was only because I knew the players that I'd have any chance of watching the games.
I don't have particularly trouble with purple, but anything that's strictly green or red, it's a no-go. It's just a guess.
So I guess I think I was telling you about this, that I got those colorblind like in chroma glasses.
Yeah.
They work pretty well. I really want to get myself a prescription pair, because when I had bought them originally, I got the non-prescription because I was wearing contacts. But then like a year after that was like, I'm done with contacts, so now I have to wear those glasses over my glasses. But yeah, if I get a prescription pair, I'll ship you the other pair, because they're pretty fun to look through. I was surprised how much I was able to see. It doesn't quite fix it, but it's like definitely like way better than not seeing it.
Yeah, no idea. No, I don't know if you did the thing, but like, no one. I don't know if colorblindness just wasn't like a big prominent thing where I grew up or what, but I got kind of like gaslighted into not seeing the color. Like, they thought I was stupid because I couldn't see the difference between the colors rather than just colorblind. So I did a lot of memorization of things that are red and things that are green, but like I can't see it. I couldn't tell you the difference. I just have memorized that is a green thing, that is a red thing.
Yep. So what's really fucky with me specifically, because I think like I can kind of see red, or what I would describe as red, but what's the worst is when it's an object I expect to be red, like there's some bush or green, for example. Like there's some bushes in the fall that like turn half red and half green. I just see them as green, and then Sammy will like point them out to me that like half of it's red, and then I can see the red, which fucks with my head so badly. Like I can see the color difference once she points it out, but like just passing over it could never see it.
I'm getting a mid-roll ad on the Victoris stream.
Me as well.
What the fuck? You're not immune to ads as Twitch staff?
No, it's important that we can see ads in case there's like errors that we don't see. But yeah, I get ads like everybody else.
But like, who's running mid-roll ads during the middle of a game?
Yeah,
unless it's automatic.
It's a decision. It's probably automatic.
Well,
they probably have the.
You have to turn it on though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, you do. Trying to get that ad incentive money, you know.
I think like you can choose between having mid-rolls, having start of stream, or like you have to have ads of some sort. I can't turn them all off, or I would.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I just have start of stream on because that's in my opinion, least invasive way to do it.
Yep. Well, quite a break in between game 2 and 3 here.
Yeah, we're finally in lobby, and judging by the general mass players, it looks like ROTM is still on blue side, and Mint is still on red side.
Yeah, there's still a lot of shuffling that needs to happen, I feel like, so we can see
Yeah.
how things pan out here, but I don't know. They wanted red side in both in game 2, so I don't know. Maybe they... I feel like if there's anything that needs to be changed, like Heimers has shown that he can play the Nidalee, and you don't have enough bans to ban him out. So maybe just taking away the Seraphine flex could be pretty good for Mint. But
We gotta be getting close to the amount of time that you're allowed to be between games, right?
yeah, you'd think. Did where is hockey season right now? I don't keep up with hockey. Where is we at in the season? They just start?
Yeah, they started.
Okay.
It's around game 9 or 10.
Okay. They kind of follow the NBA schedule.
Yeah, they're a little earlier.
Mm-hmm. How is San Jose looking this year?
Trash. Absolute ass.
That's the worst.
No, they have played the most games in the league and have the lowest amount of points. So, doing pretty
Let's go. Do they have divisions in in hockey? Yeah. Okay. Figured as much. We're getting some chats going.
Yeah, they're definitely talking about stuff. It's not like, oh yeah, we're ready to draft stuff, but they're talking about stuff. Ash is happy. The Wild have just successfully won another game. They're actually pretty good, so
Good.
her team's doing well.
I need to look how I guess my default team of choice would be the Kraken,
Yeah.
which I know they sucked last year, which was really funny.
Well, yeah, they're an expansion team, and they didn't just get completely unnecessarily lucky like Vegas, so.
Exactly, yeah. Well, so if I remember correctly, didn't Vegas, like, they changed the expansion team draft rules?
No, Seattle had the exact same expansion draft.
Oh, really?
The reason Vegas did so well is because they made a lot of, not like backroom deals, but like, oh, we'll pick this player off of your team if you give us some draft picks. And a lot of teams were like, oh yeah, we want to keep our players, and they gave them draft picks. So they just had a billion draft picks, and then when they started doing well, they changed those draft picks into players, and then it just, fed back on itself essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the Kraken were like, oh yeah, give us some draft picks and we'll pick the players. And they're like, how many draft picks do you want? Oh yeah, double what Vegas was asking for. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. And no one did. They literally made no trades.
Wow,
they
that's
just
crazy.
picked their players and went. And as a result, they were pretty bad.
Yep, that's fair. It's kind of funny because I had a buddy that was gonna get Kraken tickets, and I think everybody in Seattle at least thought that they were gonna be a lot like Vegas, where they'd like be a really good team first year, and so tickets just like went crazy.
They
in
totally
Seattle.
could have been.
Yeah.
If their GM was at all intelligent, but
right.
Their GM head coach combo is kind of uninspiring, if I'm being honest. And they're doing pretty well this season because now they have, that extra year of draft picks that they hoarded so well.
Right.
But I mean, they picked number 3 overall 2 years in a row, and both of those players are good at hockey. So They're doing okay.
Yeah.
They'll at least
Definitely
be kind of
makes
exciting
sense.
to watch. They score a lot. They cannot goaltend.
They're
cannot play the
3-3 and
defense.
2 so far, so not too bad.
Anyway, we're in the draft for game number 3.
Yep.
That's a first pick, Graves.
Yeah, the Seraphine gonna be the switch up in bans here. RTM keeping the same bans as the other 2 games, but Mint, we are seeing the first to budge on the first 6 bans, banning away that Seraphine that has looked really good in game 2, and game 1 was coming online for sure, but that means the Graves is going to be left up, and RTM going to go ahead and pick it.
Yep, Sejuani the answer. I don't know if that's directly into the Graves or if that'll be the top lane for Reaper, but yeah, it's a good flex pick and something that I know Mint has played a lot of. Oh, and they're going to take the Heimerdinger.
That's interesting. I'm curious to see where that Heimer is going to end up going, if it'll be ADC or support, but it could also be, I mean, you can flex it a lot of places. You can play it 4 lanes, in all seriousness. So we'll see what RTM decides to pick into it, but it's pretty difficult.
Yeah,
like the Caitlyn pick.
It has the added benefit of being a takeaway from Cairo as well,
Mm-hmm.
because Caitlyn Heimer is a little oppressive.
Yeah. And Caitlyn does, I think, pretty well into Heimer, assuming that spot lane, because she has enough range to be able to like hit the turrets without them hitting back.
Yep. Oh,
and,
Caitlyn Lux? Oh, no, I'm talking about hovers. Okay, don't look at that.
Yeah.
I really want...
Ashe.
All right,
Ashe support at 80. Ashe ADC. Could be Caitlyn mid. Who knows at this point?
Yeah. You've seen the Lexus thing. Do you feel proud beating gold players?
Yeah.
I really wanted Heimer to say the same thing, because Pico said in chat, Heimer Doodles, how do you feel bullying little old peaks 2 divisions under you? And I really hoped that he just said good, and then left it.
Yep.
But
my new favorite Lexus saying is play better, win more. He's been saying that in a bunch of Omega Strikers Discords when people are like complaining like, oh, this character's so broken, oh, my teammates just int, and then he just says play better, win more consistently, which is my new favorite. So we're gonna see Ziggs Heimer bot. Man, the battle of the poke from what I assume is gonna be these bot lanes is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, I feel proud barely beating golds. Yes. Okay. Lexus is really something.
Oh yeah.
I also like the memes of the... God, who is the guy? He charges $350 for coaching, and people are just memeing like, yo, kill enemy Nexus, bro. That'll be $350.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That feels like a Lexus thing that he would appreciate. Well in for it. This is a lot of poke if they lock in Jace.
Yeah.
Like,
which honestly
an unnecessary amount of poke. Like, this is an ARAM comp.
Yeah, but I mean, RTM isn't very tanky so far, so like the poke will hit and hurt a lot. So don't really mind it coming through here. I'm very interested to see how the Jace pick works out, and whether it's going to go top or mid. Well, Aurelia's banned Mr. Tendies, so that's not going to work out for them, but I would agree with you normally.
Yeah, if this is attendees, it's a Riven angle, but unfortunately it's Mason, so it's Ornn, I guess. I like the pick because now you have a way to engage on all the pokes. It's just not a fun lane.
You kind of need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be just survive the lane phase, pick up as much farm as you can, be useful for your team to be able to engage, and I don't really mind the pick. Really hard to punish Ornn, especially at this level of play. I think we've kind of seen it be executed a little bit better.
Don't know about that one.
The thing that's scary is you've got a lot of flexes that can still come through for Mint. NASA's hover. Huh.
Oh, it's locked in. Okay.
So this is NASA's.
NASA's top into Orin feels really good.
Okay, and then Jace mid. I actually like this a lot. That's really interesting. Yeah. You played Jace mid into the Galio, who doesn't get any help from the passive, and then NASA's top into the Orin. I think the only thing that's kind of concerning is like if Graves goes up in that top lane to mess with NASA's, but assuming that's left to their little island, I think could be really nice scaling pick for them.
Yeah, I think there's a world where it's NASA's support with Jace top, but I don't know that that's the world we're in.
Yeah, I mean NASA support usually does a lot better into champs that have a lot of attack speed. Yeah. So like Kog'Maw, Vayne, Kalista, Zeri. Those are all the typical Nasus picks that you would go, but yeah, not really seeing that here. It's really hard for him to do anything to Caitlyn Ashe.
Alright, well, I'll flip it over to the actual draft here as soon as I remember which one they hit. There we go. Okay, top lane. Probably. Still could trade, but more than likely the top lane Nasus. So the first thing that we were saying is probably the correct thing.
Yep.
Man,
and
Tendy's,
yeah, we're seeing
Tendy's
a lot of...
just gave him the DN setup and he's not taking it. That's a rough one.
Oh, no.
Alright. Yeah, this is very different draft from the first two games. I don't like the Galio. That's maybe the thing that I'm stuck on. Is you can't deliver Galio very well with any of these champions, and especially into this team that wants to play in the next zip code, next state, you know.
Yeah. The only thing that I think that Galio can do well is set up ganks for Heimer. So if he's able to kind of facilitate, kind of like in the set in game 2, getting Heimer ahead, setting up the CC, just playing around mid lane a lot, and getting kills for Heimer Doodles. I think that's the one place that he can be very effective on the Galio pick. But yeah, outside of that, as this thing goes further, it's definitely going to be hard to use the Galio.
It's really hard to kill him. Because like magic resist and like Zigsheimer doesn't very well build magic pen.
Yeah.
So it does get hard to kill Galio as the game goes on, but I don't know that that's valuable enough to pick Galio. And now of course they're trading, so we'll see where they wind up with.
Having some fun with it.
Of the two champions I thought could be traded in the draft, it probably wasn't the Sejuani and Heimerdinger. So I don't know about Heimer jungle of all the things. I'd like to see it, but alright, 3 more minutes, Lane.
Yep. I didn't do the intro this time, so we can actually talk. Oh, that we have to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty tired.
Fair enough. It would be nice for the 3-0 here. Turned in an early night for us, but it's been a fun series to watch so far.
Yeah, really entertaining games. Like these haven't been blowout games until they were, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say like last game, RTM did have a big lead, but the fact that they won by 20 minutes was more of just oh, we just happened to continue chain killing you into a Rift Herald and then took your Nexus while you were standing there. So, you know, it's it was a lead for RTM, but didn't feel that big of a blowout to end by 20 minutes for sure.
Yeah. Did want to shout out X-Craze for the resub. He's been subbed for 18 months. That's insane. Thanks, X-Craze. And then Kongman21 and Night 89 for follows. Thanks.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thanks for supporting the stream.
Yeah. Thanks for supporting amateur esports.
Oh yeah.
This is I mentioned on Twitter, this is our last cast, year 3 of the stream, year 4 of the organization. Just because next week the finals will be on the Victoris stream, so we're not casting, but kind of a milestone moment for Lane and I.
Yeah,
We've been through it all,
fun.
buddy. We're doing it.
Yeah, it's been fun to see RTM grow, and yeah, I'm glad that we're getting to finish out this year casting together like old times. So it's been a fun ride with you.
Yeah, we're hopefully just getting started. Big plans for next year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that we haven't actually planned anything for next year, but we're not going anywhere. So big plans, you know.
Yeah, management break. I'm a little bit on the Masters team setting up for next year, but outside of that, really haven't done much work.
I've started working on a Jeopardy game for the off season, and that's about as much as I've done. So, and by started work, I mean I have like some categories and a couple of questions planned, and that's about as much as I've done. And like a general idea of how many people and things I want to involve in it.
Yeah. Well,
which is somewhat valuable.
Looking forward to it.
But yeah, should be fun. Yeah, we're loaded in. Well, we're loading in the process of.
Yep.
For game number 3. Darkwind on match point, returning on the blue side. They've got Birdio. What more do you want?
Oh yeah. That's my favorite ward too, is the
chicken ward.
The pizza bird, yeah.
Oh. Well. They readied up immediately again, yeah, so yeah. Play will resume in 0. Thank you for that, spectator. Hopefully it resumes. Maybe it won't. Who knows?
Do the speed up out of base here.
Sorry, my cat shit in my cereal.
A classic.
That's unlucky. Almost as classic as spilling your beans during the pause.
Spilled baked beans on my keyboard, wherever Karasuda is at.
Yeah, shout out to Jesse. Hopefully he's doing well. Haven't seen him around in a bit. Oh, look at this Birdio chroma. Is that the world's Birdio chroma?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh, that's clean. He's got the drip. I knew there was one in the shop. I hadn't looked too hard at it, but that looks pretty good in game. It looks really stupid in the shop, but we take those.
I'm interested to see the Malzahar like honor skin this year. It looked good in the actually getting a good reward out of honors and like end season
say
rewards.
A good reward, but it's a Malzahar skin. That's going to encourage people to play the champion Malzahar.
Well, that's true, but he is one of the only mid laners I play, so I'm not complaining.
I don't know if there's a way to mute chat for spectate.
There is. I think you can just turn it off. Oh, maybe it just pops up by itself. I don't know.
Chat. Okay, I turned it off. I hope that it turns back on just fine. I don't need to watch people typing Decane the whole game. We can check it if we need to later. Well, this isn't the super efficient Heimerdinger God, there's a Heimerdinger and a Heimerdoodles. That's rough. Heimerdinger set up at level 1, you can do some really nasty bush cheese by just putting turrets in the far bush and never letting your opponent push the entire game. It gets a little harder, I imagine, with Ziggs, because Ziggs does just run out of mana. Notably, you really want Lost Chapter before you can really do anything on Ziggs bottom lane. And recommended showing us why right now. Once your bomb is on cooldown, it's hard to step up into characters that can just auto-attack you.
Yeah, especially with that slow. The Ashe doing a lot of work here early.
Oh, he's got the Ranger's Focus
my.
proc. He's just layering it in. The Piltover Peacemaker isn't quite enough, and it's flash away at level 1 from recommended.
My. Already the flash out. Ziggs is going to have TP, but I don't think going to expend it here. Not in, I don't think, too much danger. Going to be able to heal off of a couple pots. I kind of like Ramisar electing for the Cole here. It's probably going to be a little bit more of a farm lane than usual, especially in this early part until those champs get a little bit more mana. So elect to go with the scaling, and I don't. Does that work on Heimer turrets? There's no way, right?
It should. It counts as a CS.
Huh.
I don't know for sure, but
That's a nice little hack if it works. Yeah.
Killing a lane minion. Never mind. It does not work.
Okay.
Killing 100 lane minions. So jungle minions also don't count.
Yeah. I knew that one. I was just curious about. I've never seen it in that capacity.
I've built Cole maybe a handful of times ever. So.
Yep.
And usually it's when I'm auto-filled ADC and have to try to figure out my life
to
and
recover.
then I get immediately behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as many times as that happened, which isn't very often, because I would rather trade anything than play ADC at this point in my life. Prim is very low.
You got to get on the mage bot laners. That's when it's fun. I enjoy playing that.
I really like playing Callista, and I'm pretty good at Callista, and that's about the extent of my AD right now. But
that's not too bad.
Often it means that I'm playing with my wife, who really hates playing with Callista. So...
Okay, well, that's not the match made of it right there. So.
This is awkward. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, that was nice. Stealing it away, and actually is going to run into Peakley here. Loker's going to get stopped from coming over because Chill Will is cutting him off. So Heimer's
very alone right now, getting some autos through. He's doing a lot of damage to Peakley. Now the dash away, but Reaper is chasing him down. Can he get the stack through with the Siphoning Strike? He's got the Ghost Pop. Mason gets the knock up. They're trying to kite him away. He's got the clap. He's got the damage. It's first blood for Heimerdoodles as he flash autos away. He picks up the double kill at the end of the line, and Will can do nothing but watch. Now Prim is here. Shock Blast doesn't quite land. Does he have the healing? Does he have the moves? He doesn't. He gets shut down by Prim immediately, but 2 kills for Heimerdoodles in a situation where we thought he might have been dead immediately.
Yeah, ends up finding 2 kills there. I think RotM is going to be really happy with that trade in the end. Jace is going to get a shutdown in at the very back end of that, but Heimerdoodles being ahead has worked out very well in last game. So if he can continue to keep that up, RTM will hope to end things in a similar fashion.
Yeah, and Cairo able to walk up into recommended as well. They're getting small CS leads almost across the board. See if RTM can continue that luck. Recommended doing pretty well though in the bottom lane, especially being solo against Caitlyn Ashe isn't exactly the best prospect in the world.
Yeah, Mason trading pretty effectively here into the Nasus. Ooh, it's gonna hit 6.
He hits 6. Ramjaden comes in, gets the knockup. Yeah, can't quite close the gap to finish that one off, but Reaper cannot stay in lane. And he's got to go back, doesn't have teleport to get back, so this is potentially a very costly... never mind. And, of course, his passive has lifesteal, so he should be okay.
Yeah, should be fine. There's no Heimerdoodles to dive him here. He is instead diving mid lane.
In. Yeah, Heimer looking for the autos and didn't really have to expend too much there, able to finish him off. The CC from Loker paying off. Well, it's like you mentioned, just setting up for Heimer after he got ahead, and now Heimer's just going to walk in and try to bully Peakley through his own jungle.
Yeah, and I mean that is the job of Loker, especially in this game. Just try to enable Heimerdoodles as much as possible. Doing a good job here so far, setting up that kill, and also trying to help him out in the jungle. But they're gonna push Peak Clay out of his, and Peak Clay is level 4, which is just getting quite out farmed here to start off. Feels really bad to get invaded like that in both games here.
Yeah. Uh, I really like, rather than just keeping Heimer there solo, able to call in Mason, always want to invade together and paying dividends here in game 3. It's already 1,500 gold lead for ROTM, and now Mint feels like they kind of need to make a play here. Loker is back with the taunt on to Prim, and the dash forward from Hybridoodles picks up his 4th kill of the game.
Yeah, and again, this is just really nice setup here for Loker, finding another nice kill for Heimerdoodles. And this Jace is just kind of powerless to be able to get out of that engage. Has to kind of play within the taunt range that Loker is. You feel really safe at that point. It's like not really. It feels bad to say it's his
by
fault.
Reaper, trying to get away. Slows coming through. Heimer doesn't have enough mana for collateral damage. I don't know that it would have gotten the kill anyway, but Reaper has to burn the Ghost on cooldown to try to get away, plus his ult. So won't have the Fury of the Sands available? Question mark? Yes.
Yep.
Damn. In one. We got that.
I really like how much Heimerdoodles is playing around his CC setup in the top 2 lanes. He's done a really good job trying to play around those 2 lanes, get himself ahead with all of their ability to set him up. Peakley does a good job of punishing that by taking the red buff over, but I don't think it's going to mean too much, especially with Heimerdoodles now taking all the lane CS for Loker as well. They are just funneling everything into Heimerdoodles here.
Yeah, now even going to walk down to the dragon. There's really no way for Mint to contest just at this exact second. And they spotted Peakley thanks to the hawk shot from Cairo. I mean, what can you do as Mint in that situation? You just kind of have to give it up and try again on the next play.
Yeah. The one bright spot here for Mint, we're kind of seeing, or we're seeing a little bit before here, that their bot lane is doing is able to get the shove pretty effectively, and kind of push out the Caitlyn Ashe lane, especially as they got some mana here off this back. So looks like Ziggs rotating to this mid lane. They're actually gonna put Jace bot. I don't really understand their lane rotations that they're going for here, but Peakley in the top lane.
Yeah, Peakley looking for Mason. They have stun into stun. Nowhere really for Mason to go, and he'll eventually get siphoned by Reaper. That's plus 12.
Yep. And they type it in all chat. Make sure it's known.
I feel like if you play Nasus, you kind of gotta, but like at the same time, you don't have to. You know.
I respect it. You're down 0-2, you know. You gotta find some mental war games to help yourself out of the hole a little bit.
Loker's gonna walk into Peakley. They've forced Reaper off of the wave now between Heimer and Loker. Taunt not quite gonna land. Peakley with a nice Arctic Assault away. He still has Flash, but gonna lose a jungle camp.
He can't do anything here.
Yeah, he actually might just be dead. Collateral damage?
Oh
Auto?
my god.
Oh my goodness.
And they're gonna find another kill here?
Yeah, why is Will here? What is he doing? He drops the big turret. Heimerdoodles is... He's still... Okay, he doesn't have his ult. I was waiting for that. I don't know that they can...
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Actually, just enough damage from the collateral. I'm not even narrating this particularly well anymore. More kills for Heimerdoodles. He's 6-1, and he'll just dash away back to the 7-Eleven where he came from.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
they're
no.
looking for it, Loker in.
No, you
Heimerdoodles, I don't
can't.
think
No,
they
you
can do this.
can't.
Oh no, they have the
Oh, the
Ornhorn. In
Ornn
comes
is
Mason,
here.
the double knockup. Oh, Reaper actually blocked a couple of autos onto recommended, but it doesn't matter in the end. Oh no, he's got the bouncing bomb. They'll trade one back. Mason has cornered him. Loker finishes him off with the auto. He can't step on too many more mines or he's in trouble, but they do
Yep.
eventually get away with that one. It does get a shutdown, but it's getting a little silly up here. Peakley, meanwhile, with the dash R on Ramesor, taking him low. Prim is here to finish off the kill. I don't think they can chase onto Cairo. This is just going to be a very slow nothing. Oh, maybe they
Okay,
can.
yeah.
Okay.
Get the flash for sure, which is nice. But yeah, nice play there from Mint to pick up one on the bot side, and I think Hyberdoodles.
Oh,
Is
Peakley's
Peakley gonna
still
go for
looking
more?
for that one. Yeah, the ult comes
think he
out from
kills.
Cairo. He's got the E. I don't think Cairo
Yep.
can get away. Peakley, nicely done by him, actually, picking up a kill onto Cairo. And he spotted kind of the weak spot on the map, able to swoop into that bottom lane and pick up 2 kills for him and Prim.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story this whole game, or this whole series is Mint has been getting some small advantages in the bot lane, kind of where they've been able to make their bread and butter and kind of keep themselves in the game. But yeah,
Stack
so
check.
far our team out to an early lead.
We're at 120 on the stacks right now.
Not
He
the
is
best,
just the
not the
strongest.
worst.
Yeah, he is the strongest champion in the game right now because he bought a Sheen. I really hate
Yeah.
Nasus. I'm a noted Nasus hater, so apologies if I sound negative about Nasus existing. Nasus backwards is Susan, and Susan is a bitch.
Mason,
Mason?
buddy,
Okay, he got
I
the
think he's
tower.
dead.
He's
He's dead.
definitely dead.
he's gonna get plus 12 tier. Let's see if they say it in chat again.
Did he get the plus 12 though?
I think so, yeah.
A lot of
Oh,
things
he
happening.
barely
Heimer's
lives.
just able to stay alive as Loker picks up the kill with the Winds of War. More happening in the mid lane, sorry. Slows down unrecommended in Peakley, but it looks like they can't really continue the dive. Heimer will heal back up off of that Scuttle Crab.
There's just so many plays that Hyberdoodle's getting out of here with like slivers of health.
Loker, Everfrost. Oh, he gets popped out of the taunt. That means the recommended stays alive. Nice satchel charge from recommended.
Yeah, very nice for there. He's gonna be able to clear the wave, get back to base. No harm, no foul. But getting RTM gonna try to reset. I assume they're gonna group up for this Drake. They actually have a team fighting team in this game, so and with the lead, I think they want to try to blitz as many of these dragons out as possible.
Yeah, Cairo contesting some vision. Mason walking forward finds Peakley and Prim, and Heimerdoodles and Ramesor start up that Hextech Dragon. Mason was looking for the knockup over the wall. I like the look, but not able to find it. And Dragon picked up, unfortunately, a Cloud Soul for game number 3. In comes the Ash ult, in comes the Ornhorn. None of them really land, and will recommend it'll be fine.
Yeah. While RTM is down there, Natus notably left to himself. I'm gonna pick up some more stacks. I think he'll just get some tower damage. I don't think he'll be able to do much more than that. As RTM rotates toward the top side. Gonna probably just rotate up to the Herald, try to take that as well. There are some key ultimates down for RTM, which could make this contestable for Mint.
Yeah, Peakley is over the wall and does know about this happening. He's gonna pop in. Reaper trying to get in as well. Will just kind of walks into his face and puts a tower down. Heimerdoodles able to dash out with the ult. Recommended throws his ult out. Not really able to find anything. Mason walks forward. Doesn't have anything left in the tank, really. This is a very awkward fight that's happening. Now, Ash ult lands onto Recommended. The dash away. Ramesor dodged the Sejuani ult with the Gale Force and stays alive. Now, Heimerdoodles and Mason trying to fight Reaper. They've taken him low. The dash forward finishes him off. And they'll bully Mint out of the jungle. It's extra kills for ROTM at the end of that play.
Yeah, the actually coming back off cooldown played a really significant part in that fight. But yeah, Mint just wasn't able to find the fight playing together. Prim? I actually get the kill here, yeah.
Yeah, Loker can't really take that with Ignite up on Prim. So solo kill for Prim on the Jace. He's 3-2, has worked himself into a decent spot. I know we were kind of questioning, but it seems like flipping him and recommended has allowed Prim a little bit more space. He was able to
Yeah.
get the kill earlier on Ramesor, and then now able to find the solo bolo onto Loker.
Yeah, and I don't think Ziggs has really been punished in the same way that the Jace was. So that could be a way back into this game if Mint is able to pull it off. This Jace getting ahead, being able to beat the Galio in the 1v1 on the side lane can be pretty impactful for them. So nice to see him get that kill there. And with the objective bounties up, if he can start split pushing and getting a couple of these towers down, can help get his team back in the game.
Yeah, and they have an easy time taking towers down as well with the Nasus and Ziggs. Very devastating toward those structures if they can get a couple of spare seconds with them. Heimer's getting close to his completion. Oh, never mind. He's sitting on 3,500 gold right now, so he's got more than enough to finish off whatever item he wants to, but first is going to try to fight Peakley. Not able to really finish that one off. Shock Blast comes through from Prim. Just not a whole lot of real engage tools outside of Peakley, so they're not able to close the gap in any meaningful way, but able to at least stop the onslaught from ROTM and send everyone back to base. They're going to get that mid tower unless somebody stays. They really need to be careful about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so immediately objective bounty, as you mentioned. And they brought it back to about 4,000 gold. Or 3,000.
Yeah, and I mean, there still should be objective bounties up for them to take. And with the Ziggs, you can kind of start moving them around to where some of these turrets are a little bit lower, and knock those down to help yourself get back in the game. So definitely more in this game. Yeah.
Yeah, Heimer was looking for the one shot, not quite able to find it there. Now Loker and Prim renew pleasantries down on the bottom side. In comes the Assault. Heimer Doodles finishes off that kill. Peakley has Ramesor to tank the Sejuani ult for him, and dashes away from the CH8 Electron grenade from Chillwill.
Ouch.
Peakley couldn't be there apparently. He gets collateral damaged, and with the Rift Herald dropping mid, they'll secure one tower and maybe even a second as Heimer Duels continues poking his way through. Ace in the hole takes Will solo. That was actually a lot of damage from that Ace in the hole.
Yeah. Man, Doodles is just kind of rolling in this game. He went back to base, got the Eclipse, and you can see how much damage that item pickup was for him. Able to just kind of blow people up, especially with the anyone that can get him CC, whether that's the Ashe, the Ornn, or the Galio, can kind of blow up whoever gets CC'd there. So
yeah, and
really hard to navigate.
It was close. They brought it back to 3,000 gold, and now we're back out to 7. All of a sudden, 20 seconds to go on that dragon spawn. Assault sails just a little bit wide, but it's up in... What's the cooldown right now? 43.72 seconds.
I can't believe it's that low, even with just the first item coming from Ashe.
Loker in a little bit of trouble. Has to try to Justice Punch his way out of this one. Has the Everfrost. There's no way to join the Galio, unfortunately, so he is just going to die. Will picks up that kill on the Heimerdinger.
Yeah, and notably that is a big pickup of kills there right before this dragon spawns. It'd be really nice if Mint is able to pick this up for themselves. It looks like they're going to go ahead and start it up to try. But yeah, Mason's not going to be able to join this either, so it is going to be a 3v4 on this Drake.
Yeah, Heimerdiddle's still fearlessly walking in, takes a little chunk out of Peakley, gets hit by the Sejuani ult. They have a little bit of lockdown, but not too much. Dashes away from the Heimer ult, just kiting his way back. Meanwhile, top lane is still happening, and the dragon is still at 8,000 health. Now releashed, and we're looking for another fight. No ult on Cairo, so no real CC to speak of. Coming in, 8,000, it gets smited by Peakley, and they'll get out, so the objective bounty collected, plus the dragon. Feels pretty good if you're Mint, if they're able to not lose anything off of that.
Yeah, that feels really good. Ooh, almost able to find some kills here on the back end, but yeah, nice that they're able to pick that up for themselves. Kind of gives them a little bit longer of a timer where you don't really have to fight until this 4th dragon for ROTM pops up. So gives you more time for this Nasus to continue scaling, and credit to Mason, he's really done a pretty good job in a rough matchup to try to contest him, but Is Heimerdoodles going to go down here?
Yeah, this is Wither plus Frozen Heart, so his attack speed a little bit low, but in comes the Ash ult plus the Galio taunt. They'll finish off Peakley. In comes the rest of the squad, though. Dash away from Heimer, just trying to keep his distance. Prim gets him knocked up. Ace in the hole comes through and finishes him off. They lose Galio in the process, but just watch Heimer. That's where all of your attention needs to be. End of the line doesn't quite pick it up, but the auto attack from Ramesor does. Double kill for Caitlyn. And Mason is now isolated against Recommended on the bottom side. Doesn't have ult. I don't think he can really look for anything here, but RTM is going to look for the Baron. Oh, never mind. He's going to just casually get a solo kill?
Yep.
All right.
Nice find there for Mason. Had a really nice E in the Ornn to find that kill, but man, it just feels like Heimer and the setup machines so far in this game. He's done a great job.
Ooh, Ramesor can't quite get through that turret to get to Will, who is playing with fire. Oh, not able to find the missile. Heimerdoodles walking forward, but in comes Reaper off of the teleport. They overstayed just a little bit, and Reaper finds 1,000 gold plus 12 stacks shutdown.
Yeah, and that is not the person you want it going on. I think the one kind of saving grace is if this Nasus could continue getting ahead. And
Prim finds
find out
a
even more
cheeky
kills.
kill. Yeah, Cairo sticking around a little too long. Ramesor has to get over the wall. Nice 90 caliber net. I don't know how many calibers it is, but Prim dashes over and finds that extra kill as well, and a little bit of a strike back from Mint as they close the gap back to about 5,000 gold. Plus, now they're the ones who are going to start up the Baron. This could be a big win for them if they're able to secure it, and there's no one on the map to really contest. It's just Loker. They don't do it super fast, but it is burning down.
Yeah, I mean, there's no teleports either for RTM to come in here, so it's going to be Loker versus the world.
Ashok going to land into the triple taunt. Gets a knockup, gets one kill. Loker still just fighting his way on through. Chillwill goes down. It's a double kill for Loker. Peakley has the Baron down, is able to smite it away. Prim low. Loker able to flash away thanks to the Scuttle Crab buff. He gets a double kill, but it's 3 Baron buffs for Mint. That's still worth it for them.
Yeah, and what's big is
oh, Heimer? No, not quite.
Yeah, they also get the objective bounty there, and I think Nessus is going to just barely get this objective bounty as well. So there's been a lot of, literally as it falls off as he is able to pick that up. So they get the objective bounty for the Baron. They get the 1,500 gold from taking the Baron, and some of the catch-up XP. So puts themselves, I mean, in a pretty good spot here, considering where they were a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
Loker's just going to walk right in.
Yeah, a lot of CC coming down onto Reaper. Ramosaur's here to finally provide some damage, and they should eventually finish him off. They don't have to be this scared of him. And oh, Heimer last hits it over the wall with his collateral damage. 106 to go on a dragon spawn is maybe the salient thing that's happening right now.
Yeah, Reaper should be back up in time for this Drake, so they can contest if they want. They can also just choose to push with their Baron, which I think maybe I would elect to do here. You just kind of group top, say, oh, we just give this dragon away, and try to get some more standing gold on the map, and try to fight this next Drake.
Yeah, Will heads up to push Mason off of that wave. Oh, Ramesor leashed that for Heimerdoodles, apparently.
Yeah, Heimerdoodles 238 farm here. I mean, he's almost 10 CS a minute in the jungle, which he has gotten a lot of lane farm donated to him as well, but man, he is just a monster. 11 and 3 on this Graves.
Yeah, he's getting to the point where he's not going to get that much stronger, though.
Yep. So
you have to worry a little bit about that sort of peak happening for ROTM, where all of a sudden your farm really isn't that valuable for Heimerdoodles, and also the character gets essentially weaker and weaker as the time passes. But for now, that's 5 items, and he's got no magic mantle for 6th. Mason just able to escape, although they're still threatening this dive. Heimerdoodles is in the area, though, looking for it. They spot the dive now happening. Heimerdoodles walks in. They'll get the Ash ult through. Prim is going to be the first victim as Heimerdoodles takes him down. The knockup lands onto Peakley. He'll get finished off as well. They'll dash away from the Mega Inferno Bomb and be able to clear this with no issue.
Yeah, and a nice take there. Um, I think even though the Ashars haven't been connecting every time, the fact that they're able to kind of globally support the Graves has been really, really nice for them.
Yeah, and I really like what they're doing right now. Ramesor and Cairo are going to go ahead and take this mid lane tower. If Recommended and Will had stayed up there like they did to try to bush gank, it just doesn't matter. Galliult away from the Nasus because he's got no hard CC. And yeah, you get an inhibitor tower for free. It gets hard to talk after 3 games.
It does.
Asholt, oh, just not quite going to land there on a Recommended.
Yeah. But, you know, that's up in another 30, 40 seconds, so you can try again. The constant pressure here from RTM is getting a little bit difficult
flash
to deal
forward
with.
from Heimer. Oh, doesn't quite get the one shot with the end of the line on the second proc.
Oh my
P-Clay low
goodness.
as well. Heimerdoodles is just bullying everyone. The rest of his squad gets low around him, but he doesn't care. Now he'll pick up his Syzygy, and Mega Inferno Bomb does actually pick up the kill onto Cairo on the other side. Meanwhile, Heimerdoodles just doing whatever he wants to, really. He's hanging out. He's having a good time. Ramesor can't get the headshot on to Recommended. I wanted to see how much damage that did. Typhoon picked up for Ramesor. I don't know how many other of these items I have. Everfrost is Eternal Winter. I have no idea what Imperial Mandate is. I kind of want to see what that turns into. Will is about to turn into nothing as takes the Heimer combo. He's very aggressive right now, and he's going to pay for that one. Another shutdown going to Reaper. Ramesor trying to kite back away from him. Ornhorn just doing a little bit of CC. Loker around the corner. Do they actually have the damage to fight their way through? Loker here with the taunt. Prim just blows up Ramesor on the other side. Asholt not quite going to land. They do finish off P-Clay. Mason has to try to kite back. There's just no damage available to these characters right now for RTM, so they can't really look to end. Loker still trying to hang around and look for it, though. Hits just kills Prim. Okay.
Yep.
Maybe he's got enough damage. Maybe I'm just wrong.
Well, he definitely has some damage, but yeah, Prim was definitely out too far in front of his teammates there. And
Asholt is already back up for Cairo.
Nice, Sonias.
They can't deal with Reaper, though. That is a very scary person. It's got to be... I think Cairo's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not if he walks back in. He's got to leave.
Yeah, Reaper definitely could have, I think, taken a chance there to walk up. But yeah, Mint kind of hanging around this game. So far, it's just kind of been a 4K gold split here for the last like 5 minutes. So RTM not able to kind of continue pushing their advantage. But that might change here as these big neutral objectives are spawning. Baron here in 15 seconds, and then that all-important soul for RTM. But
Asholt connects onto Reaper. Heimerdoodle's looking for the kill. Oh, just doesn't quite have the damage to burn through him. The health from the Fury of the Sands is enough to keep Reaper alive.
Yeah, they may just go ahead and start the Baron up off that. Prim is on the bot side of the map here, so the contest here is going to be a little slow, but RTM's also spread out. I don't think they want to try to do this. I think P-Clay has a chance at stealing. It looks like they're going to peel off.
Yeah, gonna grab mid prio, it looks like instead. A couple of recalls hit for Mint. They have to be careful about how they handle this one, but it could just wind up being a free inhibitor for RotM, and then they just return to the scene of the crime. I really like Mason is flanked out, just delaying recalls and seeing who's over there, and there's the inhib. And now back to the Baron. Or a pick.
Goodbye.
It's a pick. Yep, goodbye, Will. He has the Zanyas, but wasn't able to activate it because it's like 3 seconds of hard CC from the Ash Arrow.
Yeah.
Heimer still wants more.
Oh
He is just walking in, almost blows up Reaper. Ornhorn coming through, gets the knock up onto the Ziggs. They can't quite track him down. Ace in the hole finally tickling him at the end of that one, but flash burned. Now back to the Baron.
Yeah, this doesn't really feel contestable for Mint here. Got chunked out pretty hard, but they are going to probably be able to set up onto the Dragon. They might even try to just burst it right as soon as it spawns, but it is going pretty slow here. RTM with the push in the mid lane, just going to rotate over. Ash Arrow coming out.
Ash Arrow lands, but it doesn't effectively matter. It's going to be Cloud Soul for Return of the Middle Sticks, barring something really miraculous happening. What is this called? Let's see. Seat of command. That's not a
Heat
chair.
of command. Interesting.
All right. All right, RTM
Yeah.
with Baron grouped up on the bottom side of the rift now. Wither comes down. They're trying to separate Heimer duels, but I don't think that they can really do that. Asher lands onto Reaper. Do they have the... No one has the damage. Oh no, Ramasaur winds up the ace in the hole, but can't quite do it. Now they
Oh
engage
my.
onto Heimer Doodles. He's low. His shield popped. He's trying to kite his way through. Mason with a big knock-up. Now some health bars finally falling. It's a double kill for Mason. It's a triple kill. It's a quadra kill for Mason on the Ornn. He can't quite pick up Prim.
Oh no. Oh, I so badly wanted to see the Ornn Penta, but man, made this fight really close, and Hyberdoodle is doing a little taunting here at the end of the game. Looks like they might be able to finish this off.
Reaper has left the game, so
Yeah.
we're really
They've got
watching
minions in
Cairo.
mid.
I'm scared for his health. He's only got like 100. Okay, Heimer 3 shots the towers. They're working
Yep.
their way through the towers. The quadra kill for Ornn secures the game for Return of the Middle Sticks. They'll advance 3-0 to the finals.
Yeah, pretty impressive series there from RTM. Game 2 and 3 firmly in their control. And then game 1 was definitely the closest of the series. But GG's to Mint. I think they put in a really good drafting performance and put up a good fight, honestly, against RTM here on their way to the finals.
Yeah, I was honestly really impressed with Mint. They hung around all 3 games, had a chance to win just a couple of plays, one way or another, and it goes a little bit differently. But yeah, 3-0 for Return of the Middle Sticks. They'll advance to the finals to play the winner of Bing Chillers and Queen's Gambit Gaming. That ends our 3rd year of casting on the stream. So
Yep.
Thanks, Lane. Thanks everyone who's joined us and who's followed us and who's supported us throughout the couple of years. We'll have a couple of off-season things to do, but no more official casts until the new year, and then we'll run it back with a couple of new teams, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll be back to make some more memories next year. Always been a fun one. And good luck to Darkwind as they compete in finals next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely be there in Twitch chat cheering them on next week. For now, let's go watch Bing Chillers and Queen's Gambit and see who the boys are going to play next week. So go say hi to Victoris and yeah, just really fun night. Good series. We'll see you soon.
Bye.